Get that out of there. I keep forgetting I have that farty version of Sonic music on there. This is like MS2 is like it just sounds terrible. All right. Welcome y'all to a special stream. I don't usually stream on Fridays. I reserve that for the wife doing date night. But I mean, technically this is the weekend when we don't do date night, but technically we can because we're on vacay right now, which I'm super happy about. So we're gonna have a convo. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while about the classes that Ludwig taught, and I thought I was going to be able to watch all of them before we started, but I've been running around with a chicken, like a chicken with his head cut off, trying to get new stuff added to the stream so that we are all ready to go and all copacetic. So I'll have to rely on plan A, which was just to go over the slides. So giving Shinzo a second here. He's streaming on his channel, and then I'm gonna go and give him a knock so that we can combine chats together. So whoever's over there we can all be on the same chat screen. So tonight it's gonna be myself, Shinzo, Robe, and oh, someone is chatting right now and it is not working. Hang on. Why am I not seeing chats? This is weird. But hi, are you on Twitch or YouTube? Okay, this is concerning. I don't have my Twitch stuff on here. Huh? The chatter? Hang on. Or did I get a knock? Okay, testing. Okay, this could be a problem. My Twitch chat is not here. So blip. I think it's been a while since I've signed in, so that's probably why. Whoever that is in Twitch chat, hi, welcome. Just gotta log in again. And then I'll get everyone else in here. It happens just sometimes there. I'm strange it hasn't happened with yeah, everything should still be on here because it says. Can you say something in Twitch chat? Okay, I can see it there. I can't see it. What is going on? Okay, I'm gonna close my Twitch chat and open it up again. I might have 2 chats open. Okay, cool. Oh, yes. Okay, I see that. I see that there. Hi. I usually have everything combined, and I don't know why now. Hang on, I'm clearing the Twitch chat. Is this not on? Oh dear God! Please don't tell me I have Game Days for Good still on there. That doesn't make any sense. I was live last night. Hey Batman Z, am I playing Marvel Wolverine game? I don't know. It's still ways off from being released there, so we'll see. This can't be what's going on here. September 15th. Okay. Okay, this is so freaking weird. I don't have full things on here. Do I have the 3 Spider-Man games? No, I have the first 2. Well, now I can see the viewer count. I just don't get chat. I'm getting, this is so crazy. I'm getting YouTube chat, but I'm not getting Twitch chat. This is so strange. Oh, hey Ace. What Discord are we meeting in? I've got a creator one that, I'll pop us into. I'm just sorry, having a little bit of technical difficulties. My Twitch, like I have a program, that I have Twitch and YouTube chat in the same field, but it's not showing, but that's okay. I got that worked in. All right. We start bringing people in. Oh, Robe's already in here. Where is he? No, he's not. Where are you, Robe? You're gonna call somewhere. Oh, you're in the... Okay, you're in the wrong one. I'll bring him over. How do I bring you in here? Oh, wait, hang on. I got one for creators here so I could just safely invite people in. Okay, Robe's in. I am so confused. Hang on. All right, there he is. So since on Ace, you want join my Discord link there if it still works, and then I'll pull you into the channel. But let me get Robe unmuted here. Hello, sir. You hear me, Robe? He's probably gone. Oh, okay. And... Okay, Shenzo's in here. I will bring him in. Invite to creator one. Please let me know if you can talk, Robe, please. But Batman, you know, I have Miles Morales. I've played that one. The only one I haven't played is Spider-Man 2. Did I make it so people can talk? I think I may have I think I muffed something up. Oh, God. Can you hear me now? Robe? Okay, hang on, Rope.
Good.
Okay. I think I broke one of my Discord channels.
Uh-oh.
So like I made one specifically for creators just so I can pull people in and talk to them. And I think I put some stuff that was a little bit too hard. So I'm just gonna grab Robe, tell him to come back to this one.
Sounds good. No worries.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Oh, I was rushing at the end of the night there because I stayed late and at work, and I gotta get this stuff done. Rob, can you hear us? Can you hear me? Waiting. Okay, so I gotta have 2 chat rooms open here because I don't know what happened with my program, because usually I can have just YouTube and Twitch chat all in one window, and for some reason tonight, it just doesn't want to work. Just my luck.
I feel that sometimes.
Okay, so we're gonna rock a 4-man crew tonight. Unfortunately, the Pumas cannot join us. Vin DM'd me, said that just the situation popped up and they weren't gonna make it. So all's good.
How dare he, be like a responsible adult?
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah,
responsibilities.
Yeah,
on a Friday,
family and responsibilities. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, can't believe that.
All right, we're gonna. Robe, if you can't hear us or you can't talk, please type it in the chats. One of the chats here. Oh, I forgot to. Are you still live, Shenzo?
Yeah, I'm still live.
Let me give you a knock. Where is the knock?
Started now, so we should be good to go. Yeah.
And are you streaming too, Ace?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me give you a knock as well. Where's the knock?
Get my
it's grayed out. It says unavailable. Check back later.
Interesting. Let me try. Let's see here. Because Twitch things work when it wants to work.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, there's it for Ace. I don't think Shenzo, do you have that turned on?
I should. Gotta love Twitch, huh?
Mm-hmm. Especially everything that's been happening.
Okay, that didn't.
Yeah, we just used Stream Together like a couple days ago, so
yeah. Let me see if I can.
Okay. Yeah, we're in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the only good thing I can say about Twitch this week is that I got paid.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got my money. Ropes in my chat says his mic's being stupid.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. You gotta turn on. I haven't used Share Together in a while. You gotta turn on shared chat, right?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
Turn that on. So.
All
right. Well, Johnny, I have added you to my favorites, so now hopefully that will not happen again.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Is that on?
Let me.
Chat. Yeah, I figured Rope's mic being stupid because
yes.
There it is. Hey.
Hey, Rope.
There we
got
go.
it. Well, man.
There it is.
So as I was just telling Shenzo and Ace,
PC was just like, you ain't got a mic.
Windows update.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Johnny, I don't think the shared chat has been enabled yet.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah, so I'm just looking and I don't see like anyone in Aces or your chat, for example.
Yeah.
Audio video. Where is that? Oh.
Yeah, it should just be in the it should just be in the Stream Together, and then it'll be like right above participants. There should be a button.
Mm-hmm.
Share screens. Nope, not. Oh, there we go. So your chat's on. Okay.
Yep, there it is.
Perfect.
Share chat.
Now we go see everyone. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, your mic's not being stupid anymore, Rob. All right, we're good.
Yep.
Cool.
Good.
I'm gonna take a swig of this here. Oh, and what I'll do is I will now in Discord share my screen. Y'all can see slides. Boom.
Okay.
There we go. And if I did this right, boom. Nope. The overlay is not working. Did I close that down? Oh shit. I was trying a new Discord overlay with the reactive stuff like you guys got, but
Look at them fancy slides.
let me reset. I never used Discord React. I just always use Discord overlay or whatever that one is there. But I find like everything's too small.
Yeah, I get that.
Maybe I gotta update the.
It's a little resize here and there to.
Oh, it's doing it side to side. Okay, never mind. I thought I had it going up and down, but okay. There we go. Just cover my start button. All right.
Yeah. See, hey, that's me down there.
Yeah. And this full screen. Boom. Oh, perfect. There we go. Now you don't even have to see it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, welcome everyone. This is an idea I had kicking around for a couple weeks now, ever since I saw the clips of Ludwig's Streamer University class, which was probably the only good class at Streamer U, because I don't know about y'all, but every clip I saw was just like clip farming, just going there to like, kind of just be assholes.
Yeah.
Like throwing water on people, and I'm like, come on, man. Like, that's not all streaming is.
That is what some people who I know that's what a lot of what they are talking about, like pretty crazy this time around.
Yeah, so I unfortunately did not have a whole lot of time to watch everything. I was trying to catch up today, and even at like 1.5 speed, it was like really hard to catch up. Robe, the master that he is, actually, I gave him the link this afternoon, and he sat and watched all of it, and he actually took notes. And I told him, I said, "There's not a test at the end, dude. Like, I'm not gonna quiz everyone. You know what I mean?"
Ready.
I appreciate I appreciate that you're prepared.
Right, and I looked at it through some, and I don't know, maybe some what's the word I'm looking for? Some unique or a lens that can be like, yeah, okay, I get that, I understand that type of situation.
Yeah, and it's just something that
us.
Yeah, and what what might pertain to us. Give me 1 sec. My font size is way too small in the Twitch chat. Okay, what did that say? What are y'all saying? Chat appearance. Boom, the biggest fonts. The biggest fonts on Twitch. Oh, no, bigger. Perfect. All right. So, other than just like, like rewatching and reacting to it, I figured there is a Twitter user I made some great slideshows, not only for this, but also Agent 00's classes, which I don't know anything about. I wasn't going to look into it, but so big ups to Community BF for all these slides we're going to be looking at today. So looking at, like, he did his first class called How to Get Lucky. And 4 key takeaways in the first slide were luck versus preparation. Success equals luck times preparation. Every big streamer has lucky moments. The difference is capitalizing on them. Okay. Sorry, I was just going to throw it out there, but Rob, did you have anything written down on that, or? Hello, Rob?
Did his mic go out again?
Mike might have died.
I'm sorry. What's that?
I asked about like the first thing, luck versus preparation. The first thing Ludwig talked about, where he said that like luck, success is luck times preparation. Every big streamer has lucky moments. The difference is capitalizing on them.
Yeah, that it is a thing. Definitely that is not talked about a lot. Is the luck thing and trying to force it.
Yeah, it could come. I find it comes naturally with like one clip or just like a moment. but I don't even pertain that to like streaming myself there. I do it for like YouTube. Like YouTube didn't start popping off for me until I started making like just quick like 5 list videos. Like I don't think anything on my streams has ever like popped off. I mean, there's stuff I always take advantage of, like, you know me, like I have like the destroyed Banshee emote in chat because he spawned at Banshee in Halo 5 Guardians and I immediately died. And now we make that a running joke in all other streams. By the way, fuck you, Eric, for counting me down. But like Shinjo or Ace, like, do you ever guys like feel like you had any moments that like kind of push more people to your streams?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big ones for me is, I started doing like these charity streams every June, and I don't know who it was. I think it might have been like Sin and Quaz in the chat, or Susan, or one of them pushed Hang Time to raid me, and I basically went from like, I think it was like not even 100 to like almost 200 like followers in like less than like a week because of that. So that's probably the single like biggest moment I can point to in my career is like, yeah, just happened to be right place, right time with a good community that was willing to take a chance on, one of their community streamers.
Yeah. Ace, what about yourself?
Let's see. If I had to think of, it was like when I think it had to be, there was this moment when I was 2 moments. Probably one was during Pokemon, when I just happened to get lucky with like a shiny or a legendary, probably about 2 years ago. That really helped on the TikTok side of things. And with YouTube, it was, I'd say, probably about a year and a half ago when I started watching, doing like reactions to Dragon Ball Z Abridged because I hadn't seen it. So I'd say that those 2 things really helped like other platforms like grow, as I started seeing actually more people show up in the YouTube live streams that I hadn't before, which was pretty interesting.
That's cool. That's actually something I was going to be doing on my time off here soon, if like, time permits, is that I'm going to do a rewatch of DBZ Abridged because it's been, well, I just watched the clips and shorts that come up on, YouTube and TikTok all a while and just, quote along with everyone else. I was just like, man, I should just go back and rewatch everything and maybe let's like have a, like, just like do a reaction onto it. It's hard to react to stuff you've already watched, and I've watched a lot of stuff, but it'd be kind of cool to just sit down and rewatch that. It's something that like Robe and you and I and Eric, like, we could just quote all the time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But what about you, Robe? What have you had that like just you feel like just clicked and brought in more people?
COVID.
I mean,
Okay,
Rope's not wrong.
I mean,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
he's got a point.
Yeah.
Okay, no, well, you see, here's the thing, Johnny. You and I, we have been doing this a long ass time.
My username, I started on JTV. That's how old I am.
Ah.
Yeah. I didn't get the ability or like the technology to stream after it became Twitch, and I finally put my foot down and started doing what I'm doing, which, if you don't know what I do, where have you been? I've been doing it for a while. But it essentially, it started with the wrestling stuff that I do. All right. It's an offshoot of like Screw Attack stuff, and the guys from Screw Attack, Chad, Nick, all of them, they know about what I do, and they will just randomly pop in from time to time. And I've also been I am known with Hang Time, and at one point when Game Attack and stuff, and my creation was even wrestling characters were shown off on the Game Attack stuff. And
yeah, I actually rewatched that the other day because I went through the playlist there, so getting stuff for a project you and I are working on there.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember because like it said that it was you and another creator, And then when they came out with that hoodie, everyone was screaming like, "Oh my god, it's Robe!" It's like it came from the wrestling. It's like Robe, no, Robe didn't make it. It was the other guy.
Yeah. But I've had several things like that happen, and unfortunately, with where I am, how I've always been, with the fact that I'm older, I have kids, a wife, I have a life outside of where we are right now.
What?
All right, I
No,
do.
you don't.
I know
This
it's
is
weird
us.
to think about, but it's true, and
Yeah.
that's also why a lot of stuff in the streamer used stuff that Lud would talk about is like, well, that may be true, but how it pertains to someone like me is maybe not feasible, and it may not be feasible to a lot of people that aren't maybe younger and all that type of stuff. But the thing that really I can remember that really popped off on my channel, that wasn't me doing like wrestling programs and having big wrestling events when I was just streaming, was during the COVID lockdowns.
Yeah,
Like,
you were doing like Persona, right?
yeah, I was doing playthrough of some stuff. I settled on Persona 4 Golden because it like had recently just released on stream, and I'd never played a freaking Persona game. And I was like, you know what? Always wanted to. Let's start with this. Ended up playing through the whole thing on stream, and people came in. There wasn't a lot of like chat traffic, but there were people watching because they were obviously watching when they did say something. It's like they were just here to see how I played through the story, who I chose, all that type of stuff. And unfortunately, that kind of thing.
Everyone went back to work.
Exactly.
I can kind of feel that. It's just like, people had a lot of free time during COVID, and then when things started opening up again, it's like, maybe I don't want to sit in front of my computer for 8 hours and watch streamers. I may have to go outside and do something.
Yeah,
I can feel that.
I don't know if you guys had heard what's been going on with Bruce Green. Shout out to Bruce Green.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, two things, because we mentioned JTV, and I just want to mention to anyone who doesn't know what that is that Twitch used to be called Justin TV, like way back in the day. I think that was like prior to like 2014, and then they switched over to Twitch, and then Amazon bought them out, and that's kind of where we are now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for those that don't know, Bruce Green's a partner, former Funhouse member, been very successful on Twitch, and recently he's been hit with these, botting has been like a huge issue on Twitch forever, and Twitch tried to like crack down on it, and Bruce basically got hit by this. And now if you know Bruce, he does not use botters at all. No. If you even look at his numbers, it was like, if he's using a botter, he's pretty bad at it. So his numbers are, it like peak COVID was like, I think it was like between 2 and 3K, and now it's like between 500 and 1K, depending on what he's doing and the time. But yeah, Twitch is like, oh no, you're clearly using botters. And so he's been like battling against this forever, because anyone who knows Bruce knows he's not gonna do that.
No.
And I am not kidding. I thought Cloudless was making this up, but I had to go back and check it myself. And Twitch told Bruce his numbers couldn't be that high because nobody should have that many accounts that were created in March of 2020.
I thought it was February 2020 when they suggested that, because that makes even less sense, because people were in lockdown until like March. I think like March 17th is when they did the global lockdown. Yeah. He had all that beforehand.
So
yeah. And
so
I just fact checked. Bruce left Funhouse around 2019.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So like he's just like, oh, I'm done. I'm gonna just I'm gonna stream, and then I'll do YouTube stuff all by myself. So it's like the numbers aren't adding up, Twitch. Like,
yeah. It's just a statement that, like with COVID, it's like, yeah, COVID brought in like this entire, new set of viewers. And so many people had their accounts created in, February or March of 2020. And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we can, be critical of Twitch later, but like, just to stay on the point, it's like COVID was such a huge like shift in the streaming space because suddenly everybody was stuck in the house and they couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
They couldn't do anything. So they had to find other ways of finding entertainment and socializing. And so streaming kind of took off. And once lockdown ended and RTO mandates went out, like, yeah, viewership has dropped significantly, and a lot of creators have kind of struggled to adapt to that.
Or just some just have straight up quit. Like I can count on like so many hands how many people like bought streaming equipment during COVID to do it just because they were bored. And then it's like, oh, I got to go back to work. And I see a lot of people going back to work. I don't think this is sustainable. So I'm just going to do this on my free time.
Yep.
Yeah. Because, it's like I said, like time is a real important thing when it comes to like, and, if you're having to juggle IRL job or family or other responsibilities, so you gotta cut out something somewhere to get yourself in a healthy balance, or you're just gonna overload.
Yep.
So it's like,
oh, and silly boo boo on Shenzo's chat says TV content was on hold as well, except for pro wrestling. Pro wrestling was essential.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We put
but even
smiles
then,
on
like
people's faces.
some wrestlers like Roman,
Oh yeah, like he's immune compromised because of leukemia. Yeah. He's just like, I'm out. I did these 2 shows and like I'm not doing anything else until it's safer.
Yeah, wrestling is such an interesting like, I guess, case study in COVID, right? And like how they were able to adapt and make it work. But a lot of other TV productions didn't have that luxury. And yeah, it's a very interesting. COVID was a very weird time to live in for sure, and it's still weird given what's going on. But that's an entirely different conversation. Yeah. But yeah, like I think Ace said, like, and no successful streamer ever wants to admit this, but like sometimes it's just all about timing, and sometimes it's all about who and yeah, it's a pretty wild time for sure.
Oh, they're telling me that it's on my stream or on Shenzo's stream.
No, I think it's for mine.
I'll tell you to turn 20% up. Okay.
Yeah, let me see if I can switch something here.
Okay. Well, while you're looking at that, I'll go to the next point here. So he tells us to be delusionally confident. Believing people should watch you is the same ego that makes you hit go live. You need delusion, discipline, and systems. That was a great point that was brought up because this is something that I kind of see a lot of people struggling with. They have the mindset of like, well, that big streamer streaming, I shouldn't stream because everyone's going to go watch him. Your audience, that big streamer's audience is probably not your audience. And it doesn't matter in the long run. It doesn't matter if you're streaming at the same time as somebody else. You've got your audience. I know it's nice to go and see like, oh, well, I wish that was my audience too. But if you're worried about you're going up against everyone essentially, right?
Yeah, for the most part. Absolutely. I mean, one of the single biggest obstacles that Twitch has is that all the top creators basically just cycle through the same viewers. And so it's like, if you watch like any of like the top creators, odds are pretty good that they're going to be in other top creator channels as well. Whether it's like, Kai Cenat or Emaru or, anyone in that like, echelon, right? So it's pretty wild because like it Ludwig is correct, but at the same time, Twitch themselves will tell you that you have to grow your audience on a different platform.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think what Ludwig is focusing on here, and I don't know him, I've never spoken to him, but my impression is that he's focusing on what is within your control as a content creator. And one thing you can do is approach it with this delusionally confident attitude, as he puts it.
Mhm.
So it's,
And one thing he also talks about in that, content system, other than, be authentic, be yourself, but that delusionally, I am the greatest type thing, because people are there, for you, as well as whatever it is you might be doing. Is he also talks about like this like content funnel, and like what you should do
Yeah, I think
like
that's
with
what
your
it
content,
explains.
and how it's more than just go live and that's it.
Yeah, that's coming up there. The next one in the next slide.
yeah.
The content funnel.
Right.
Yeah.
It like the confidence, like I get, like I said, because whether even if it's a bigger stream or at least more people in your range of viewership, what like yes, sure. There are gonna, like I said, there are gonna be these other people stream maybe around the same time as you, but as I said, like you just gotta take the leap anyway, like because your community, however big or small, they will be there to enjoy what you make. Like it's the same as like when you're starting from zero. Like you gotta put yourself out there and put on the big face, even if you're only streaming to a few people, or even if people start trickling. Like, hey, sure, there are multiple people that are streaming the same time as you, but that shouldn't stop you from doing what you do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Find that niche if you can.
Yeah. So, and then that's why you're coming into discipline over motivation. Motivation is fickle. Discipline lasts. And he gave a homework assignment for everyone in the class that said write down 3 specific goals for 2026. Right, and then physically puts them in the universe. I haven't done that yet, but as I was watching it, I was like, yeah, you know what? It's midway through the year. Probably should like put some goals down. One of mine though is to get up to 4,000 subs on YouTube, because I've been putting the work in, but I've been noticing that the subbing has kind of dropped down a little bit. I guess it trickles every now and then, but like I've been noticing it's kind of slowing down a bit. So I'm gonna try and do something brand new to try and bring it in. But I've also watched a bunch of other creators that they're doing things, I guess, because I'm guessing like I've been seeing there's like apparently some type of new algorithm going on where like shorter intro or no intro at all. Like some people have like elaborate intros that are like maybe 5 seconds long. Before they were like 10 seconds long, and now I see them like don't even bother. They're just like, nope, bam, right into the content. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know if you have this on a future slide, Johnny, but that is something Ludwig did talk about in his like lecture. Was that keep your intro like around 30 seconds maximum, and he broke it down. I don't remember everything, but like that is something he explicitly stated. I remember that one for sure.
Yeah, but that, like, I said, like for me, like that's only my only goal. I don't know. Did you guys have any goals? If you want to share, like what you want for the year, or
Sure.
Yeah, Rob, do you want to go first?
Sure. Mine was basically TikTok, because I've poked at TikTok for a while, just trying to figure out how can I do something with what I do on this platform that makes any gosh dang sense. And so recently what I've been doing is, after I have streamed my wrestling program, if you go and look at my TikTok, what I do is I basically pull out what I think are the best matches from a particular show, like 1 or 2. And I'll take it, I'll edit it so it is, the proper format for TikTok and everything else. Maybe I'll cut it down, so it gets to the match and gets to the point or whatever. And I'll stick it on there, and I'll do that, and I'll like schedule a few for like a few days if I can, if I have them, and I've been doing that for not since I've started for a few weeks, and it's actually been doing relatively well. Some of them, I'm guessing because maybe of what happens in the match, they're not being pushed out or something, because it is wrestling, it is violence, and there can be blood, but like I'm getting a few hundred views on some of them, which is a lot better than what I used to have, which were like maybe in the double digits on some short form stuff, depending on what it is. So
Yeah, and it's so
yeah,
it's so weird with tech, like with any of the short form stuff, because like I'll post the same clip to TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and one of the three will hit, and the other two will just die. Like
Oh yeah.
the reaction I did to the Marvel vs. Capcom fighting collection, it did abysmal on TikTok, but like it blew up on YouTube. It's like my most watched short ever. I think maybe because I tagged Max in it. Maybe they hits the algorithm a little bit better, but on TikTok, it's like nothing. And then I also think maybe it's because like Max doesn't have a whole big presence on TikTok. Like he's really been pushing shorts lately, so maybe that's the thing. I don't know. It's so weird. It's like one will do great somewhere, and the other one will do abysmal the other, and I can never ever figure out why.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is that each platform has its own algorithm, right? So you kind of have to know what works on each one. And that's something that I'm sure we'll talk about later, but there's a lot of homework involved in being like a streamer if you want to be a streamer or a content creator.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
there really isn't any formula that works for it. Part of why I really appreciated, like, I think it was like Ludwig and Cinnabrit and Valkyrie, those three, I think, approach Streamer U with like, I really want to offer like stuff that, good advice, right, to anyone who wants to be a streamer. Rather than like offering, I don't know, and I'm going to throw a little bit of shade at a certain big content creator, but like making everybody like pay a bunch of money to attend a course that's going to be literally obsolete in like 3 weeks when the algorithm shifts again or when the trend shifts. But it's something that like it is in many ways, and this goes back to I think what like Ludwig said in the first slide is like a lot of your success is luck, and that goes doubly for shorts, I think, and short form content, because you never know what's going to land. In my example, I've only had one thing break, I think, over 1,000 views, and it did 4 times like better than most of like even my best performing ones, and it was because it was a Ray Narvaez Jr. cameo in Repo, like. We had his Ace. You remember it was his really creepy Fugi.
Yes,
that's
Froggy made. Yeah,
Mr. Electric, Ray Electric from and it's like for whatever reason, just because Ray appeared in it, it was like I just put a hashtag Ray Narvaez Jr. and then a bunch of people who were Ray fans came in and they tagged Ray and they tagged Glasses Journal, his manager. And it blew up on there. So
nice.
The conversion rate was non-existent as far as like views to follows, but it is my best performing video, and it's not even close.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. Like currently, like on Instagram, like because that's usually where I'm posting a lot of the video game characters I've been drawing for like the last year or so, and it's interesting to see which ones work and which ones just kind of just get just like whatever. Because so far out of the ones that I've done, the one I drew of Sora, the Hollow Knight one, and Cuphead and Mugman, which was this week, have been in the 1K to 2K, where everyone is in like the 100s. And it's just like a baffling, just like I don't get what specifically made these three stand out. It's like I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm like, so why not the rest of them? So I was like, what's going on here with the algorithm? Like I
Well, I
don't.
think
Yeah.
that's probably more because like Kingdom Hearts and Hollow Knight and those series are pretty popular online.
You know, it could be, but I also think interaction has it. Like, I know on YouTube, for example, and I ran this experiment. I actually posted, this is probably like 2 months ago, about how I was so frustrated with YouTube because I'm getting my shorts. Like, I had a point where I was averaging anywhere from 1.5 to 2K views on every short I posted. And then it just dropped off to where I was like getting like single digit views. And I have no idea why. And I mentioned it, then Erin kind of gave me a little like, summary of like what, how she works on her YouTube stuff. And she started commenting on my shorts, and suddenly they're back up to like 2K, 600, 222. So interaction like goes a long way. So like for anyone watching this, if you want to support your creators on any other platform, literally the easiest way to do it is to leave a comment and a like on it. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And the comment can even just be like emojis. That's fine. It
The
helps.
engagement helps.
It does.
Oh yeah.
It seriously does. Like I know, like sometimes people will cringe at the whole like, oh, why are you telling me to like, comment, subscribe? I know it's like maybe you don't comment on every video, but like trust me, like you the more comments that come in, the more engagement happens. That kind of pushes out to more people.
Yeah.
It does work.
It helps more than you guys know.
Yeah.
Well, and YouTube's algorithm. Sorry, Rob. Do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I was going to talk about one of my best like TikToks from over a year ago at this point was a thing where it was a very short thing, but it was the classic call to action. And I got like 1,000 of views on it where all I was doing was saying, "Hey, I am starting like WWE 2K25. I am taking your creations. If, and it's not even a minute long, none of that type of stuff, but because I basically did all the stuff, it's like, hey, like this and leave a comment and if you want in and spread it, I did like that's all it was. It was a call to action for this thing and it's my biggest thing and so that yes, it does work.
Yeah, and basically, for a real simple overview of YouTube, is that the way it works is their algorithm works in particular. I can't say the same about Instagram or TikTok, but the way theirs works is that the first people that your video or short goes out to is your followers. So in YouTube, it's your subscribers, right? If they watch it and like and comment on it, then it has a chance to get pushed out to people with similar tastes to the people who are subscribed to you. So the thing I cannot stress enough is that in order for any piece of content to even have a shot at breaking containment, the people who already subscribe to you need to like, comment, and save it, share it, whatever. Like, I'm not exaggerating, because that's the first step that YouTube's algorithm looks at to see, hey, this is kind of, popping off among the people who are watching it. Maybe we should bring it to the next people. And then it can snowball from there. If that group likes it, then it will break out into like fully break out of containment and go to, all the normies, right?
Yeah.
But it all starts with you guys, the viewers who are watching this right now. If you don't interact, if you don't like, it does not, your video just doesn't go anywhere. And of course, that's a huge oversimplification, but that's a very top level like overview of how algorithms generally work, particularly when it comes to discovery.
Wait, I'm not one of the normies?
Silly,
didn't say
you are
that.
many things. Normie is not one of them.
You're extraordinary. There's a difference.
There you go. All right, so last one.
Breaking containment sounds so ominous, though. I mean, But is it wrong?
Depends what is being contained, I guess.
Look. I view everybody in our circle as delightfully weird. So, take that for
Hey,
what it is.
Absolutely, yeah. All right,
Don't even get me started on wrestling fans. Am I right, Rob?
Oh goodness.
so
Wrestling hardcore wrestling fans. Nobody hates wrestling like them. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
no one hates wrestling more than the people who like wrestling. I don't even think they like
Exactly.
wrestling.
Yep, and that's the case for a lot of fandoms. But yeah,
Yeah.
wrestling is a special breed for sure.
So last one on this slide here was study your goats. Pick 3 streamers in your niche. Study what you admire, their funnel, authenticity, humor, and consistency. I got like 2 out of 3, and Rob knows who I'm picking there. Our boys at Hang Time, Bull and Grayson. Mainly because like they and I can't tell. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but it is criminal that they don't have more people watching what they do, because what they do is so much different than everyone else.
The thing that Sean always goes back to, and I completely agree with this, is the road trip.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
that was
great.
That was such a good time, and it still boggles my mind that Twitch wasn't putting more eyes on it, because no one's doing this.
Yeah.
At that time,
and this was like not peak COVID, but this is like close to like, okay, we're kind of getting back to normalcy. Like, okay, people can go out as long as they're masked. You know what I mean? Like, more people are going out as long social distance, whatever. But like, they were trying to get the IRL stuff going, and like, just Twitch wouldn't do it. We're like, no, we already got a whole bunch of IRL people. Why do we need this? It's like, because they're driving around, they're doing a loop around America.
They're literally driving around the entire country, which is going to take at minimum about a month.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It says like, look, we already have enough IRL people just chatting at home. Why do we need because this is something that these people aren't doing.
Yeah. I imagine Twitch is probably like, well, crash your truck into oncoming traffic. Maybe then we'll talk.
It's like, oh my God.
Like everyone else. Look, my God.
Man. Yeah, I could go off, but I don't want to derail us too much. But yeah, like I to your point, Johnny, Hang Time, they should have a much larger audience. Mm-hmm. They really should.
Oh yeah.
But who are your other 2 channels, Johnny?
Well, for me, it's Maximilian. Mostly just for because for the 2 things he does most, like, his solo streams, like, he's very informative about games, especially fighting games, why he loves this stuff, Final Fantasy, and then on the weekends, if he can get the other crew together, Steve, Kenny, and Simmons, and do video games, it's just like 4 dudes hanging out, and sometimes the wives and the kiddos coming in. Like, it's just a chaotic scene, and I just love those moments there. Just like, it's just, people hanging out playing video games and just yapping about video games.
I'm sensing a theme here in what you like, Johnny.
Which is just people yapping and playing video games?
People yapping and having a good time and playing video games. I mean, that's what Hang Time's all about. So
exactly.
And who's number 3? Do you have a number 3?
I was trying to think. Well, I mean, he doesn't stream, but it's gonna be like Matt McMuscles, formerly of Super Best Friends. Just like all the informative stuff he does.
His videos.
Yeah. And I just love the fact that like he like doesn't try to do like long plays. Like, if there's a specific game he loves, like, he'll do a long play of it. But like, I just like the short little stuff where it's just like, okay, I'm gonna pick one game, play for about half an hour, cut in between it, and just I get to a natural stopping point. I'm like, okay, that's it, I'm good. Or he'll do the stuff that he's done on the weekends where it's just like, okay, let me go to the Super Nintendo catalog. What games have I never played, or which ones have I never seen before? And I'll just bust out a marathon of that. He's actually one of the ones that, like, he did a 9-hour, he played every single Double Dragon game in existence that he could physically play. And I'm like, I want to do something like that. So I went through to my favorite game ever, Bionic Commando, and I'm like, I want to play every single Bionic Commando game ever. And that was a daunting task. I managed to take like 30 or 40 some hours of video and crap it down to 9.5 hours. I was fulfilled. I was like, hey, this is great. I did this. I'm probably never doing this again. I don't know what other series I could do to play every single version of every single game and stitch it into one video. That nearly killed me.
I mean, maybe you could do something like that with a game like Mega Man. Maybe you could play it every Monday. You do something like that. Wouldn't have?
I already did that.
I know.
And I quit.
And it drove you nuts.
And I stopped at X7.
Yeah.
There's a friend of mine who's been they had a goal, like they're playing through all the Sonic games, and they took a break for a while, but I think they're up to what, Sonic and the Olympic Games. And when I see things like this, I just sit in my head, I'm like, you have more commitment than I do, because the idea of playing through or even beating all of these games is just like, whoa, this is a dip into madness.
Did he get to what was it, Dark Brotherhood? Is that the one on the DS, the RPG from BioWare?
It's they're they, but I think they hold on, they have a Google Doc for this as well.
Okay.
All right,
I remember they played it, I just don't think they decided to continue it.
Yeah, we'll circle back to that for sure.
Yeah,
but...
Dark Brotherhood. Yeah, that's what it was called, Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah, that was man. Every time I think of the Sonic games, I just think of Canucks putting himself through all the 3D Sonic games.
Look, some of them are a good time. Not all of them, but that's besides the point.
oh yeah, for sure.
I'll be a defender. I don't think Sonic Rivals was bad. Like, a lot of people are just like, oh my god, it's like, you got to make an OC. It was interesting.
Sonic Rivals was bad. Now the one with the Kinect, that's a difference.
Oh,
that's the bad.
Free Riders. It doesn't work.
Free Riders get
it doesn't
burned.
work.
It really doesn't.
So I don't know if not to just to kind of get us back on track here. I don't know. Do all of us want to go through kind of who our goats are? I mean, we put Johnny on the spot, so
sure.
or I just want to be respectful to like everybody's time.
Yeah.
So because I think we're almost probably like 40 minutes into this, and we're still on slide 1. So
well, I'll go to slide 2, but we'll how do you rattle off there?
Do you want to go first, Shinzo?
Yeah, I'll go first. I mean, for me, Hang Time, Sean and Grayson are huge inspirations to me, both as people and as creators. Ray Narvaez Jr. is the other one.
Right.
I think anyone who watches my streams know I steal pretty much all of his jokes. So, I've already got the, imitate what they do part of Ludwig's advice. And last but not least, he just retired, but I still look at him as like the shining example, and that's Chill Chaos.
Oh man.
Yeah, so Chilled is somebody who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Again, because of not just his content, which is very entertaining, but also because who he is as a person. And that's a big thing for me, particularly in the world of content creation. So
solid. I think for my 3 inspirations, I think I want to stick to people who are not in the super big range, because obviously like the big ones like Hang Time or Rays, but I want to stick to ones that I've at least met in the more recent years.
Sure.
Like for example, one of them is Real Mama Eagle. They are someone who usually does a lot of Pokemon, Wordle, and like a lot of sports content. I met them when I started out, and I've seen them go from, like very beginning to more Twitch partners, and they've always been an inspiration because they've always been more vocal about, like, if they like something, they'll talk about, or if it's some, obviously going on in the world that's just like, we all know, like, this sucks. They're gonna just be upfront about it, just keep it real as it is. And I just like how they've built their community to more coalesce more of these good people that are just someone you want to hang out with, which it's hard to do that, especially when you're trying to grow and then you're also trying to weed out a lot of just the negative. So I feel like they've done a good job at that. Another one that comes to mind is someone I know called Jazzy X Kitten. They are currently doing a partner push as it is, and their community has fit this necessity. I feel like for again, like they've built this community that is more. It's like it doesn't matter what you play, or doesn't matter if stream breaks, or doesn't matter if things go wrong. It's a community that is built as like, hey, we're here for whatever, whenever. And as chaotic as it gets, I like that idea. And I always wanted to try and like build on that, which is kind of how things are today. But and then finally, the other streamer that comes to mind that I feel that I could take some inspiration from is actually someone I met in the Twitch guild. Uh, Thorminger. He he was one of their like basically just like one of the like big admins to like help like set up like notifications, events, and it was very nice getting to talk to him during their monthly little event. And it's like little town hall meetings. Seeing their streams, they were really cool and informative about not just like stuff with stream, but like also like talking about interacting with Twitch higher ups or sponsorships and stuff like that. So it was nice meeting people like that that were, despite how they've grown and how big, it's like meet someone who just feels like down to earth,
Yeah, for sure.
What about
So
you, Rob?
Rob, what about you?
Okay, yeah, I can answer this pretty easily. Probably the one that I have in common with a lot of you is Hang Time, but for me that technically goes all the way back to like freaking Screw Attack, because
Yeah.
they were like one of the first ones I ever really can recall being like streaming video games. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for them, and I guess a side shout out to a guy called Sergeant Harvey or Tom, because they
Big
helped
Tom.
put, yeah, they kind of put the ideas like, well, I mean, if these jerk bags can do it, I could do it, you know. So like, yeah, like Hang Time, mainly them for like the like the community, the camaraderie around the streaming and video games. Whereas another person would be, I don't know if anybody here will know these next two or not, but they hopefully you do. I don't know. One is a guy called Carnage. He
Yeah,
is
I've heard of him.
he is a very OG guy. I watch him, and basically we are very like-minded in like what he enjoys, what he plays, how he streams, because he's informative, and he really locks into the game, especially if he really likes it. And even if he doesn't, he can still lock in and show you uh sure the bad but also the good of a game and all that type of stuff. And granted, I don't see everything that he sees in all the different types of games, but uh that's why I like him, because also he has kids, he's married, has that type of life, somewhat similar to I do. So there's that. And then the third one is a guy called Ezekiel the Third, or Ezekiel I. Yeah.
I haven't seen him in years. He's an OG.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
He is.
him and man.
Yeah, he is crazy. He is like he plays weird games that a lot of people probably wouldn't like, and he's just fun and crazy, and that type of stuff. And it's like that's what may help me gravitate towards him. And it's like, because I do stuff that is fun and crazy, and the things that I do and all that type of stuff. So yeah, that's my 3.
Yeah. But I want to talk about really quickly about Zeke. Back in the day, like before raiding became like commonplace and it was a function in Twitch, it was just something people did. It was like, okay, I can't click this button to raid a channel. I'm just saying like, okay, here's a link to this channel. We're going to go in and just type in the word raid. And he was one of the big proponents of that, because he would get animated when he realized he was getting raid. He would like go to a scene where it was like fire behind him. He put on a Viking helmet and actually be like, we're going to fight them off the walls. Keep the raiders at bay. They're invading.
They're invading Zeconia. Everybody.
God. So I always like give him his props because he was one of the big proponents of like developing raid culture, if you will. And I'll talk real quick about hang time and how like they kind of motivate all of us there. And I'll humbly say it, and I always give them the props. Like a lot of the stuff we do on game days for good, I steal that directly from hang time, and I always give him props. It's like, hey, like sellout streams. I love doing sellout streams because like it's one of the coolest ways for people to like give us weird titles and weird games to play, and we put that all towards charity. So I always give him the props, but and he gives the props back because he might not know he took the deal or no deal idea from us. But he evolved it. He evolved it. Like the whole like, hey, stop us from getting 500,000 by like, you know, making us play other games. Like that's ingenious there. I just had the Swippy Swappy in the, oh no, the donate to Extra Life and you have to pick a case for the person. But damn it, Jimbo, why did you have to not swap? Because he had it. He had the millions. You had it. This is so dumb.
So this has turned into the let's take out our frustrations on poor decisions we've made in the past.
Oh yeah.
As Detective loves to say, you brought this on yourself. Yeah. You did this to yourself.
I think Wordman in my chat, Word was the one who did it. I think Word's the one that did it. So, there you go. So,
there you go.
So I got slide 2 here, and I think everything kind of falls into place there because it's mostly about like YouTube and what you should do with your streams for YouTube. So like content funnels, like one strong stream should feed multiple platforms, YouTube videos, edited clips, shorts, TikTok, Instagram reels. Wholeheartedly agree, because like the amount of clips people can make, like that's just content to throw up on short form, or it's a moment that you could put in a montage.
Yeah, and this Absolutely. Is again to go back to what we said before about like how much, particularly for smaller creators, how much we rely on our chat. If you guys clip these moments, that also helps us rather than have to go through like a 3 to 6 hour stream and try to find clips. Like I cannot tell you how much time that saves us.
Yeah,
it's so valuable what you guys do.
Y'all making these clips helps so much.
Mm-hmm.
Looking like, at you guys lost ones, you lurkers that I love.
Like for example, the amount of clips that I'm sure me and Chenzo had from Super Battle Golf with like the last 2 times we played is insane.
Yeah, I mean, Silly alone posted 4 on TikTok. Just tagging me in them. Just Silly posted 4. So yeah.
Yeah, games like that, like Super Battle Golf, Mecha Chameleon. I think Big Walk is like prime for clips as well. And I know, like Word, you in Game Days chat, you did so many during the Mario Party League. Like that's gonna help me so much because we're gonna be doing a highlight video of like the best of, because God, like the craziness that happened during that was phenomenal. Plan 3 segments, 3 streams with recording sessions, plan 3 to 4 segments in advance. Ideal length is 4 to 6 hours, not 8 to 12. Yeah, that's one of the things that he brings up is like, hey, like you streaming more or longer is not gonna help anything. Like
No,
Make sure you gotta
right.
play it, unless you know you're gonna like in some cases for me, like if I know I'm gonna have like a big grindy session in RPG, I'm like, okay, let me play it out for a couple extra hours just so I can like progress and not get stuck.
Yep. And I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
that's why I do shows. It has a, I know what's going to happen. I can even set up what's going to happen in my wrestling shows, and it has a definitive ending. And that's how I'm also able to, take the matches and put them on the thing and blah blah
Mhm.
blah. Compared to like when I was doing the Nuzlocke, that was just me playing through Pokemon.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And sure, like the deaths are a big thing. And I always had a plan. When I was going in, I knew what I was going to try and do, and it get off kilter if somebody dies and all that type of stuff. And so that's another way that me doing like a stream that isn't like a show, because I've done other things besides wrestling. I also had a baseball thing, I had a football thing, which I couldn't continue because
UFC.
oh yeah, UFC. Those were more special event one night, like special event things. But
Mhm.
yeah, UFC was another thing. Uh, but I'm not big into sports. Like in baseball, I was getting excited at every pop fly because I thought it was maybe going to be a home run because I'm not that sports literate. And I brought in, Jimbo, shout out to Jimbo. He helped me keep track of all the points on the board and that type of stuff. And so I stopped doing that, and now I like mainly Mondays is when I do a regular stream, and
Tuesdays and Thursdays are
I
your wrestling.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tuesday and Thursdays are wrestling.
And a weekends for a pay-per-view. Oh, sorry, PLE.
Yeah. Yeah, but whatever. I call them pay-per-views.
I'll
so
go
I don't
pay-per-view
care.
too. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. Premium live event. Platform strategy. Twitch has 0 discoverability. YouTube live is weak. Twitch pushes TikTok pushes lives aggressively. Diversify your present. I don't know. Okay, I will agree. Twitch has no discoverability. Absolutely not.
Right.
Not even on their own socials, because they'll just push the top 1% all the time now. I thought they were gonna start getting back into because like periodically when a new game would come out, they would take like choice clips from random ass streamers. Maybe you get like the top one, but then you would also get like some smaller ones here, and it was a way to get people's names out there. But now it just seems like no, we gotta keep pushing the 1% that are everyone already knows. Like, okay,
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and there's a whole discussion about that, but like I'm of the opinion that's a losing business strategy. But
Mhm.
that's, like I said, a whole like different thing.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
Um,
I
it's
don't
a
know
weird
about
one.
YouTube Live is weak because
It's
YouTube
it's
Live for me
it's
is
pretty,
like it's up and down.
it's pretty weak.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's weak has nothing to do with the content, but more to do with the fact that YouTube was not built for live streaming in mind.
No,
So
Yeah, you're right. It's because since it's more of a VOD based
platform.
platform instead of live stream, that's more so what a lot of their tools accessibility is built around, whereas the
Yeah.
live is just kind of like
It's
it
awkward. It's
works.
awkwardly stapled on.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and again, I want to be clear. That's not an issue with the. That's not even an issue with YouTube. Like, there's a lot to complain about YouTube, but that's them doing the best they can with their framework. And if they wanted to make a better YouTube live system, they would probably have to redo their entire infrastructure,
Mhm.
which Google is not going to do.
Mhm.
So YouTube Live is probably like it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it has better discoverability than Twitch, but the
Definitely.
Twitch discoverability bar is in the ground, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
not
it's-
saying
Because
much.
It's like
Like,
non-existent.
there are some
Yeah.
points there, and I'll give game days for good example. There are some times there where like we will co-stream to both, and YouTube will just be like not almost non-existent, nobody in there.
Yeah.
But depending on the game, like Zach, one of our other like our part-time co-hosts, he streamed Arc Raiders, and I
Yeah.
think what were the numbers on that rope? Do you remember? It was like in like the double or even triple digits. Like there was like maybe like 70 to 100 people watching on YouTube.
It might have broke the triple digits for a hot minute, but yeah, it went down. But yeah, it was probably one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
And also it was at the time when that game had just came out as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was in the zeitgeist, so to speak.
And I want to say the last of when you and I and or sorry, you weren't there. It was me, Shiro, and Woody were playing Halo Campaign Evolved. I was in the double digits on YouTube on that. I was like, what's going on? I mean, there's nobody chatting, but like, hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
We appreciate you being here. Like, who are you?
Yeah, it's not to say again that like YouTube Live doesn't have potential, but it's just most of the limitations, like I said, are due to the fact that YouTube is a VOD centered platform, and it just doesn't have the infrastructure necessary to get to that next level. With its live system, it could, but it'll take a lot of work. And as we know, a lot of businesses don't want to invest like a huge amount of money into fixing their infrastructure. That's a common thing everywhere, I think, not just in technology.
Yeah. And speaking of that, since we're talking YouTube, the next part of the slide is YouTube's non-negotiable. Start consistent YouTube uploads, even if expensive or slow at first. Long form improvement is the real game changer.
Yeah, at the very least, the single biggest advantage of YouTube is that it allows other people to discover your content later.
Right.
Old videos. Twitch removes your videos after a certain amount of time. TikTok, everybody kind of moves on real quick. With YouTube, though, like you can get people who will discover your content like 5 years later. My most popular video on there is Super Mario 64, which I did in like 2002. Or 2022, I'm sorry. I'm like, that was a long time ago. In fairness, I was probably playing Super Mario 64 in 2002 as well, but that's probably another story. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, so it's like a 4-year-old video, and it has like my most views ever because people keep finding it.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the way also it can go with streams as well, because they just save the streams on your channel. If they're right there and they look just like videos. Like sometimes my streams on YouTube of wrestling have bigger numbers of people that have watched them than the streams on both Twitch and YouTube themselves, but people have seen them.
and that's mainly why I dual stream now, is that especially now that like Twitch will not save your highlights unless like you're over a certain amount of hours. They'll just delete all your old VODs. At least by doing this on YouTube, I have the VOD saved on my channel. So it helps too. So when I can go back and I can just edit stuff. Like right now I'm playing all the Final Fantasies. So I'll have the live stream saved on there, but what I'll also do is download them and I'll cut them up into one long ass video. It's just like, hey, if you don't want to go back and watch the streams, I have the whole playthrough here. I've cut out any time I went to go to the bathroom. I cut out the pre-stream and post-stream stuff. So it's all one coherent playthrough. And it doesn't get any views, but at least it's there. It's just something I'm just doing on the side. It doesn't take a whole lot of time.
I think that's the same mentality I had. Because that's what I thought, like, even like if I wanted to edit something later or just like make some like maybe like a compilation or something like I've done before, it's like at least if I dual stream, I have the option to have all this stuff here as opposed to having to download them all and then upload them to YouTube, which I used to do, but was such a much longer and aggravating process, especially if I missed something. It's like, well, it's 2-week time period's up, so that VOD's just gone. Like, oh well, like, great, thanks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this next slide we're on now, this is where I think there's a little bit of divergence from how helpful a lot of this advice will be. And that's not a knock on Ludwig, but it's just the reality of like being a smaller streamer versus even like a small partner. It's a huge jump. And this first one, I would love to be able to dedicate 4 hours of my day to meetings, health, eating well, and 5K plus steps.
Yeah.
But
Right.
as someone who works full time and has a house full of animals, I am very, very fortunate if I get like an hour to do that a day. So
This advice,
Exactly.
like it, it's hard to do for sure. You're right, but
yeah,
it is nice to at least try and find something, even if it's not a whole day, even if it's like an hour or something.
yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean. Like, I don't mean that like this is bad advice. I just mean it's not necessarily going to be the same for
No,
a
yeah,
it's
small
absolutely.
creator.
I feel like for this one, since the schedule and sustainability, it's more targeted for the people that are actually already still doing are just doing this as their 9 to
Yeah.
5 already. It's not for the
Yeah.
people that have a 9 to 5 and they're just doing this on the side, like pretty much all of us right now.
Yeah.
Like for me, like for me, it's like I get up, I eat, I go to work, I come home, I eat again, and maybe I have a couple hours in between to prepare what I'm doing, or if I'm doing other things. Like today, like I did my 9 to 5 at 9 to 5, came back, eating while I'm preparing all this, and I feel like it's not consistency with the steps. And I have no meetings because I have no employees. Like he's talking about his
Yeah.
15 employees he has. I'm like, ooh, that's gonna
Yeah,
come up in slide number 2 when the finances come in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Like-
it's and again, it is good advice, but it's like if you just put everything he's already talked about together, right? Like
Yeah.
having that funnel, editing, planning out your streams. Like how much time does that take? Which is one
Oh,
thing I
right.
noticed he omitted from his presentation. And again,
Mhm.
that's not a bad thing, but this is where that kind of separation between like, okay, this is like Johnny said, this is more advice for people who are already doing the 9 to 5, not necessarily people who are trying to juggle, an existing 9 to 5 and streaming. So for me, it's like I can just talk about with my stuff. Like I've talked about this with one of my community members, TechWiz, and TechWiz suggested, rightfully so, like, hey, maybe you should look into hiring an editor. And it's like, well, I can't afford an editor,
No.
Same.
But the thing is, so it's like when I do my editing, it's like I have to dedicate like one day, out of after work, to edit my videos.
Mhm.
Because it's like, and I'll try to knock out like 5 or 6 videos, so I'm good for like a week, right? But that can take me, even like with the way I do my editing, which is not, I don't do highlights, I don't break it down. I really just remove the fluff, and even that will take me like, to get like 4 to 6 videos, depending on the length. It'll take me anywhere from like a couple hours to like 6 hours. So just to do my editing, and that's not talking about like promotion and uploading and doing research on like what trends and what hashtags to use,
Thumbnails.
like thumbnails, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said, is that I don't necessarily feel, I think this is actually really, really good advice. It's just I
Gotta
just
be
don't
tweaked
think
a
it's
little bit.
realistic. I just don't think it's
Yeah.
realistically applicable for anyone who isn't already a partner at minimum.
Yeah, like the amount of time, like when I've taken a break from like just posting like regular YouTube videos because like with college especially, it's just like so much of my time is going towards that, and it's like I said, like some videos take especially the longer will take a few hours some to just put together, edit, and then upload. So it's like just don't have the time
Mhm.
to do it. Like maybe once college is gone, I have a bit more free time. I could put in the time to do that. But if I want to have time to just like decompress or something, I gotta cut some time somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brad.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say a lot of the things. Yeah, we are at that point because, like, I don't know how old a bunch of you all are, but like, if we're approaching, uh, you know, we're in our 30s or 40s, and like me, for example, I got a full on family. I got 3 kids. I got a wife. I got a house, all that type of stuff, and as much as I love my wrestling program, you know, my kids and my wife come first.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
uh, I can't stream constantly. I mean, some of my streams they can go on for maybe 4 5 hours, uh, but sometimes it's not realistic because of
Yeah.
things I have to do, and like I can't become and with the time that I do have, I can't become like a content mill. I can't fly down that funnel of streaming and then editing and putting it on TikTok and then on the Instagrams and the flippity flops and everything else and doing this type of stuff daily because I need to pay attention to my wife. I have these again adult responsibilities.
Yeah.
I can't do it every day. I need to be able to live my life.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be freaking it shouldn't be a competition between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
And-
something we can kind of gloss over quick with these next 2 points here. To take real days off and ride hype wave smart, because like take real days off, like you're gonna get burnt out if you're just gonna be streaming 24/7. Like I agree with this. Become rooted with no offline personality, because like
Yep.
if all you're doing is streaming and all you're doing is being in front of a camera and all you're doing is being online, like I don't know how who I have to say this to, but online life is not the same as offline life. Like
No.
there's a whole other
Yeah.
world
No.
out there that is
Yeah.
separate from this. Like the average person walking the street or walking a retail store is not thinking about the same things we're probably thinking or talking about online.
No,
Right.
you know,
Nah.
like the big thing right now is Hassan Piker is currently being thrown around like weaponized in relation of what happened in Michigan and in Wisconsin recently,
Or just
here
in
in the
politics
States.
in general.
Yeah, and it's like like I'm pretty plugged in to the streamer world. I'm also pretty plugged into like politics, and I can tell you that probably like 99% of people have no idea who Hassan is, and he's one of the biggest names in the streamer world.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
regardless how you feel about him, I'm not endorsing one way or the other here, but it's just like that's a really good example of what you just mentioned, Johnny. Is like there's a very big difference between online world and the real world for sure.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Like like I said, like sometimes you just gotta like a while ago, I'd say probably earlier this year, I just stopped using like I used to be on Twitter and stuff like that, like so much more. And I realized it's just at a point I just had to just turn it off. Like just like same with this, like sometimes you just got unplugged from Twitch and content creation to
Mhm.
just be able to at least see what the outside is.
Or like
like-
Red said, focus on what's important. Your family,
Exactly.
the people you love.
Or
And-
kids
and-
say go touch grass.
Yeah, and that's why again I do feel this is really good advice from Ludwig. I just think that it's not meant for us. I think is probably the
Yeah.
best way. to
Yeah,
put it.
yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah.
we were all like 20 something years old, like fresh out of college doing this, we
Still living at
probably maybe
home.
good. Exactly.
Yeah.
But we're I just don't think we're quite the target audience.
No.
Yeah.
I think I might move on to the next one because I think we covered all that with the watch other streamers before, because like we talked about that with who we look up to and who our top three
Oh, yeah.
streamers are. So
Yeah.
and what's the last slide say? This is just for day one. So day two won't be too long because I think I was watching the day two stream and he kind of was repeating himself other than like his like target stuff.
Yeah.
This was kind of interesting. He said 92% of streamers never go live a second time.
Yeah, that is actually a true fact. A
Absolutely.
true statistic.
Yeah. They said like the top 1% on Twitch are only 20 average viewers. Most regress after hype.
Yeah, if you are
Yeah.
getting double-digit viewers, you are in, I think it's like the top 2.5%. If you are an affiliate, meaning you average about 3 or more, you are in like the top like 5% or something like that.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's crazy. And part of that is because Twitch counts every single user as a streamer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
even still, it's like, even if you go among like anyone who has hit the go live button before, you're still gonna be like in the top like 20% instantly if you have like 3 viewers or more.
Yeah, like every Twitch user is not a streamer, but every Twitch user could stream if they
Yes.
wanted.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, there's many avenues to do it. You can do it straight from your phone. You can do it from your console. I think still like Xbox still does. Xbox still have the. Oh yeah, because that's the only way what he can stream. You know, whether you or I or Eric can't or off or can't stream, he's just like, oh, I was just gonna play a fun game. I want to play Time Splitters, and he just does it straight from his Xbox because he doesn't have that.
Yep.
Just don't stream and drive. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of giggled a little bit because someone like he asked like this, like, oh, who's your inspirations? And someone said Extra Emily because like, oh, because he's a good driver. Like, ooh.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
I don't know Emily, Extra Emily at all. I know of her, but oh boy, the fact that she was made partner after getting suspended like a
ambassador.
month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
ambassador.
ridiculous.
That's the term.
Like,
Yeah, I was just like, oof.
I remember, what was it? It wasn't on Twitch, but still, it was like this streamer. They were streaming like outside during like an active like hurricane or something, because they're like, oh, someone got paid to do. I could do. I just when I saw this, I was shaking my head because I was just like, what. This is the people that they want on these platforms, because I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Just
I just, yeah, and again, I don't want to just like knock on Extra Emily, right? I know there's a lot of other people who I could probably name, but yeah, just Wordman reminded me immediately of that. So
yeah. So he says here, differentiate yourself. Most big streamers are bad at providing new value. If you're hungry and systematic, you can replace them. I don't know. I mean, like, I mean, like the only time I would see like a big streamer like losing everything is if like they just did something bad, or they just said, okay, that's it, I quit. You know what I mean? I don't think you'll ever replace someone.
No,
right. I mean, you can share the same space. I feel there's enough room for
I mean,
big streamers, but
if you do something like that, if you're looking at it to try and provide some sort of new value by looking at yourself, like we have our people that we look up to, but you could very, very easily and quickly turn yourself to basically doing exactly what they do without being your own thing. It's like you become them in a streaming form because you're doing exactly what they're doing. So
yeah, it's a fine line to walk, right? And again, this is another piece of advice that I think as a whole, like from a top-down perspective, I think it is good advice to try to do something that stands out, but again, it doesn't necessarily guarantee success. Like we talked about with Hangtime, like Hangtime literally drove around the country. Who else did that? And it didn't result in any significant, they certainly didn't replace any of the top streamers, right?
No.
So it's like, I think this is more of like, it's one of the fundamentals you need to do, but alone it doesn't necessarily bring you success.
Right. Because I mean, in this day and age, the IRL streamers, they're granted not going all around like the US driving, but they're doing something similar where they're just sometimes just walking around a city and interacting with people, or going to some bodega or whatever, depending on where they are. So like, come on, there is a connection there, but like,
speaking of that, we go on to the next one. Their relationships matter. Connections made at events last longer than temporary view bumps. Tends and effort decide who gets opportunities. I think this. I think this is more for like the people at the stream review though. But like, that's something like I have been trying to tell myself. Okay, I have to get out of my comfort zone, and I need to start talking with more people. And that's also one of the reasons I asked you guys and put the call out to say, hey, I want to get some people on a call, talk about these things, have a conversation, and I've like we talk a bit here in our respective Twitch chats, but I think this is like the longest conversation a lot of us have had on a call. And that's one of the things I told myself, okay, I need to change this. I need to like start reaching out and collabing more and trying to make good content with people other than just
the whole
myself. You know what I mean?
Just networking in general.
Yeah, like
Oh, go ahead, Ace. I'm sorry.
that's like one of the things from like being in the guild. It's like I've been trying to like I said, like get out of like the old like anxious or introverted sense of like get into more like these events that they have going on, which is hard to do with how my brain working on like this last year. And it's allowed me to meet a lot of new people, which is great. And there's been fun, but it's hard. But if, like you said, like meeting people, collabing, like these things matter because like you meet new people, you could bring more people in, and it's just like you could build like long time friendships doing stuff like all it would just take is just like it's that first step you gotta take. Like there's Sincerely Indie, one of those friends right now that I met. Like it just takes just a step out the door.
That's the flip side of that, and this is just me being cautious, and yes, from personal experience, is that you have to be very careful about like who you trust and who you let in.
Of course.
In the streaming space and in a lot of spaces, really, like there's a fine line to walk between like building a relationship and being used by somebody else as a stepping stool.
Oh,
And
definitely.
It's something that like you have to be really, really careful about, because we've seen like I don't want to name anybody, but like I absolutely know someone who tried to get into our circle, Ace, with the explicit intent of trying to use us to get a step up. And I'm not going to say who they are because they're no longer around. But it's one of those things where it's like, like when you got to be really, really careful too, because streaming is in many ways a part of showbiz, right? And the thing is about like anyone is that sometimes they're putting on a persona, and it can be really hard to differentiate that. So I do agree relationships absolutely matter, but you need to be very careful about who you choose to let in and who you choose to surround yourself with.
Yeah, there's got to be obviously there has to be a level of trust, because I know like within our game day circle, like we don't just let anyone in to host. Like they have to be around for a while. But sometimes like we'll put an open call if it's someone that we've known for a while, maybe not in all the time, but like it's like, oh, they might be a good fit. There's auditions, there's your discussions, and then
it's gotta be like a vetting process.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. So again, like I think this is actually one of the best pieces of advice Ludwig offered, is that I think relationships do go really far, and a lot of streamers I think forget that, that to build relationships and things like that. But with that being said, I also feel that a lot of times like who decides opportunities isn't necessarily about attendance and effort, because if that was the case, I think a lot more people would get bigger opportunities. It's I think again, it's one of those fundamentals where I think doing it doesn't hurt, but again, kind of like differentiating yourself, it's not on its own, or even I would argue it is not a huge percentage of your success.
And also, for this is going back to my own personal perspective, is the networking stuff and going to other people's streams, even finding new streams at that, just randomly on clicking, or or just showing up, talking, or doing this with the way the world is and how my family is and how we work. It's hard. I had to thankfully Johnny said, "Hey, I'm going to do this," and he told me several days in advance. So I'm like, "Okay, yes, I can make it. I will make the time because that's what I got to do." You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
like,
can't just
I would say
drop
like
it and go.
luck was on your side with all those thunderstorms to push your kids back to school day.
Yeah,
because I think if without that, then you probably wouldn't be here today.
Maybe not. No, I mean, this might have been a day where I had to deal with kid being at school and getting home from school, and then other days like the wife has got to work, and here pretty soon I'm going to be like stuck at the house because like my kids are going to be going off to college. Again, they're going to start classes, and like I'm going to have time on my hands, so I might be able to stream more ish. But I also know that considering I haven't been home a lot, I've been in, doing things and driving here and there, trying to make that bread, all that type of bull crap, right?
Mhm.
Now I won't be able to do that. I'll be stuck at home, but I know there are things that I have neglected here at the house that I'm going to have to do first.
Yeah.
And so even still, I still can't do that until that's done. So it's like the connections being that need to be made. It's like it's why also like the time is very, very, very valuable.
Mhm.
That it's one thing that needs to be talked about as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's on the
agreed.
next one there because I like sharpening the axe. I think we already brought those points up. It's like just prepping, but again, that kind of doesn't really apply to us because a lot of us have 9 to 5, so it's not a lot of prep work that we could do.
Yeah,
And
like
I think a lot of this is the same stuff because like I got these from Community BF on Twitter. Shout outs to Community BF for putting all these slides together. But I think on the second day it was just kind of a repeat, except he did like a revenue breakdown. I'm gonna try and zoom in on that.
Yeah. That was for anyone like I haven't really done this a lot. Again, I don't know Ludwig. I'm not getting paid to do this, but I highly recommend everybody take a look at his revenue breakdown because I thought that was so insightful.
yeah,
I don't think any other creator has really ever been like this transparent about finances at that level.
No.
yeah.
Um,
Basically said sponsors are where it's at.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
key takeaway. But yeah, it was it was extremely interesting as someone who has always wondered about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Interesting and
to-
sobering as
Yeah.
well.
yes, very sobering. Yes. So, and just go in understanding like you are not Ludwig, right? So like it won't be that your numbers won't be this insane, but just take a look at his numbers, because they're crazy.
Yeah, and I'll be transparent. Like for me, like depending on if people use blurb or sound alerts for me or even sub, I'll be lucky to pull 100 off of Twitch maybe every 3 months or so. That's what I have. And YouTube's a little bit different because YouTube is just purely on demand stuff that I do on the side. And
Yeah.
if I hit the algorithm with a good topic, I can usually pull about 100. 100's the minimum for a payout on YouTube. I'll usually get 100 every couple of months. But that's just nothing to do with streaming. That's just side stuff that I do. Yeah, I'm doing my own local recordings and stuff like that. Let's just see here. Optimal streaming hours.
Another one I just want to bring up before we scroll past is the clip farming trap. I
Yeah.
think that is
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
amazing thing that I was so glad Ludwig brought up. And God,
Yeah.
I can only imagine I'm going to get the Shenzo's glazing Ludwig, which I guess I am. But this is something that nobody at the top level talks about. Is that if your clips do not accurately reflect your stream, anyone who comes over, which is already rare,
Yeah.
is gonna feel bait and switch. And I was really glad he brought that up. So
Yeah.
Yep.
'Cause I'm like, or it's like, yeah, you can have a viral clip, cool, but like I said, like some people could come in and expect this type of energy all the time. And for a lot of people, that's just not how it is.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
sure, you can do it, but it's like that's just not real. For some people, it's not realistic to be this online self from that clip all the time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, again, point two, I found a few Twitch streamers that were giving like genuine but also repetitive streamer advice. And I'm like, okay, let me see what they're all about. And it's just literally like, oh, I just play Fortnite. And I have like 3 concurrent viewers. Like, not throwing any shade or anything, but like this does not match what you're putting on here. And to the flip of that, like my wife and I found a very entertaining Quebec streamer. I never know how to pronounce her name. My wife will correct me there. It's Euphrey, but like she's so energetic and she flips between French and English. And like we went to her streams and we watched, it's like, okay, you match exactly what you're putting out here on TikTok. And I appreciate that. Like, this is you.
Yeah, the person I was thinking of is Platty.
yeah.
Max Gamble, a platypus, if you guys don't know. Aaron mentioned him earlier in chat and was surprised that I didn't name Platty. And like, yeah, if you see like an insane clip from Platty, I promise you that's exactly how he is in his stream as well.
That's 100%.
That's not taken out of context at all.
The recording set, yeah, it's basically all the stuff you said on the first day. So yeah, treat your streams as your recording sessions, do the plan outs. You know, you could, get this clip and it could equal out to be this amount. What was on the second page there? Sustainable success. Repeat what works and improve it. Create your own Christmas, a big, exciting project to look forward to. 50% viewer turnout every year means constant fresh content needed. Stay authentic. Top growers succeed by being themselves. All I agree.
Yep.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I agree and disagree with that. I agree in that I think being authentic is probably the best way to success. I disagree that top growers succeeded by being themselves.
Right.
No, I mean,
Like-
themselves, but cranked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think to go back to Red Robes and Johnny and my love of wrestling, the best wrestling characters are based on the real person, just with the volume dialed up. And I
Absolutely.
think Twitch.
Oh yeah.
I think Twitch is a lot like that.
Yep.
Like sure. Like I think that's my thought is just like being authentic is probably the one thing that would probably drive me to be interested in a streamer,
Yes.
so to speak, because it's like sure you could be a wacky or wild personality, but the actual person just being yourself, like that, I feel like that's just more enjoyable to me because it's like, hey, on stream, I'm just the same. Like what you see, what you get, and
Mhm.
I think I like that just a bit more.
Yeah,
And hope
I
you stick
agree.
around for it.
Yeah, because I know that that's a big thing for me and my like regular wrestling things. Like every year I try any which way that I can to like make the experience, make the show better, right? And every year I also have big events that are obviously pay-per-views, but there are big ones, like the big four, like the next one coming up. Like it's probably my biggest one outside of the final one that I do, and it's the Rumble. It's a Royal Rumble. And I try and do everything I can to make it as cool as possible. And also a lot of times it's a very long stream as well. And sometimes I even lose my voice. I get so hyped during it. But I try and do that. And obviously now I know because of all of that, I need to try and bring that type of thing to like a regular stream, which I do have plans on doing. Because there are a lot of games coming out that like have real connections to like my own personal form of nostalgia and all this other type of stuff that I really like, that I do believe that I finally need to be like, well, I think I need to think it's time I actually take the dive into this stuff, because
Mhm.
other people like Johnny have done it, are doing it, and a whole lot of people out there, and it's like,
Yeah. my wife even started to do that too, because she's like, I kind of want to do something. And I was like, what? She's like, I want to do every Saturday, I want to call it Soul Calibur Saturdays. And I just want to play the hell out of all the Soul Caliburs. I was just like, I love this idea. I will help you out. So I got her Dock Station working, and we got Soul Blade. So the first Soul Calibur game ever running on PlayStation. And then tomorrow she's doing Soul Calibur 1. And then obviously we're going to go through all of them. And I'm going to try and hit her with, I'm trying to get that Wii one working. The one is like Soul Calibur Legends, when you're Siegfried and you have to take out enemies with the Wiimote. We're going to try and get that one working.
Oh.
But she's like really, really, really excited for that. So everything I can do to help. So what did he talk about on the third day? Okay, I guess it's more into YouTube stuff.
Okay.
Oh man, a lot of the he seems to be repeating himself a lot. Is there anything new on here that we missed? YouTube has 2.6 billion users versus Twitch's 240 million as the ultimate multiplayer for your ecosystem.
And diversification. Talking about that.
Most people lose viewership year over year. Consistency through the downs is what matters.
Yeah. Diversification protects against bans, algorithm changes, or platform death. Yeah, because that's something I noticed a lot, because when I decided to revamp my YouTube channel a while back, I was like, oh, let me just like throw out the playthroughs and see how they do. They do terribly. Like, that's why I was trying to adopt the Matt McMuscle style, where it's just like, okay, let me take a game and just let me chop it up real quick. It's not working. I've found that like me just yapping about a topic seems to do better, and it's got to be like a very unniche topic, like Rob, you've seen it. Like I've done like the ROM hacks, the fan games.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
For some reason those blow up. I'm like, okay, like give me more. Like I'll do more.
Yeah, it's like how there's this big explosion of like recomps recently, like what people are doing with them, and like the Pokemon games, like making them like the old Pokemon games 3D. It's
like that's crazy.
Oh, I saw something about that last week.
It's turning Gen 1 red and blue.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's diving into stuff like that and talking about it. I could definitely see it being a big deal, because there's a lot of stuff like that out there. It's just you have to find it.
Have you seen the one where they just did Super ZSNES? There's like an update now that you can like 3D rotate.
Yeah.
So like you could take like Donkey Kong Country and rotate it on the Z axis to make it like go on a diagonal. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and also apparently there is in development. I can't remember the name of it, because whenever I hear GameCube emulator, all I can think of is Dolphin. But apparently, there's a new GameCube emulator about to be released, and it can do some stuff that, again, I'm blanking on, and it is upsetting me because it's supposed to be competition for the Dolphin thing.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I've been like trying to fix the hell out of my Dolphin, because I got Triforce working on it. You guys know the Triforce is the arcade architect that they use for the arcade version of Mario Kart F-Zero AX. And I think there's like another game that they use on that, but you could easily put those on there. But man, you're gonna have to. This is my wheelhouse. I gotta look into that. But yeah, I guess like down here, the mastery there is just pretty much. I feel like he's like repeating the same stuff from here.
It's
okay. Here's some better stuff here.
Echo.
Echo. Okay, packaging, thumbnails, and titles. This is something I want to go into too, because holy crap, I'm still trying to take a grasp on this, and it's hurting my head. Squint blur method. If it does not stand out on mobile when scrolling fast, rework it. I did not even think of that. Because my thumbnails are the most basic thing ever. I'm like, okay, what game was I talking about? Let me grab a couple PNG files of the characters, throw them on there, put a title, boom, done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's again, I think this is great advice, but I also feel, again, this is for people who are full-time because or can afford to hire someone to help them with this, because my god, the amount of time it would take me to come up with something that passes
Yeah.
this test would probably not be worth it.
Yeah.
Right. Like this like you said, like my thumbnails are just real basic stuff, which is crazy because I'm like, well, if you're gonna be a graphic designer, that's already great. But it's like it's more of a having the time to sit and actually put this in or like get an editor. But it's like again, this also requires having the money to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I am shocked for like creators like Chibi and Ray, because like I go look at their like VOD channels or their YouTube channels, and looking at all the thumbnails, I'm like if how long does it take the artist to do this? Because like this was a stream from like 3 days ago. How do you have like a unique
Gale Fox?
Gale does such
Gale
good
Fox
work.
does it in like less than 2 hours.
It's seeing their artwork every time. Look at what Ray Slow does. It's like this is so beautiful.
Holy okay.
So Gale Fox, huge shout out by the way, hugely talented artist. If you watch a Ray or a Chibi stream, or I think she has a couple other like big clients, right? But if you watch a Ray or a Chibi stream, sometimes Gale will send Ray the finished thumbnail while he's doing his stream.
That's crazy.
I did not know that. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Gale is extremely talented, but also very hardworking. I have never had the pleasure of working with Gale, but I do understand that Gale takes commissions. So I have been seriously considering giving it a shot because I've been so damn impressed with her work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely they're definitely one of those like artists you'll find and you're just sitting there like this is someone you could definitely know
Can
puts
I have
the care
you?
in their work.
Can I have you too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're taking commissions, please.
Yeah, let me see. I follow Gale Fox on Blue Sky. Let me see if I can at least link their profile in the chat for everybody. But yeah, Gale Fox is built different. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. So they have also here plan your title before filming, steal proof of formats, and research what works in your niche. Yeah, I can see that, because like I wouldn't obviously don't go one for one there, but you know, find it, tweak it, make it your own, and obviously credit the guy that you inspired you to do that.
Yes, agreed.
Right.
So there's a link to Gale Fox's Blue Sky, and Gale Fox's first post has a link to all of their other socials.
Perfect. All right.
Scrap that.
Oh, here's the important thing. Do not use AI thumbnails. Make your own for 6 to 12 months. You could design layers. Like, I can't tell you how sick I am of looking at God. And I know which one you're using. You're using ChatGPT. They all look the same, so they're all equally terrible.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't even like using the stuff that's on YouTube AI. Like, I tried a few times. I never committed to putting them on a video, but I'm just like, okay, you tell me what you think an average person would click on. And it's weird. Like, there was one that was like, okay, let me see what you come up with, but I'll make it myself, if that makes sense. And what I did was on my gameplay channel, I did Mario 1, 2, and 3, and I'm like, okay, I just put a PNG of Mario through 1, 2, and 3, put that on there, and it's like, okay, you can try extrapolate, tell me what you think is like the average thumbnail. And it was just a screenshot of each one, but it looks so weird. It's like, here's Mario 2, but Luigi's from Mario World. I'm like, okay. Yeah, and the thing is, I tried making that myself. I was like, okay, I'll just take your idea, AI, but I will make it myself. So I took Mario 1, 2, 3, put it on there, and oddly enough, when I did the A/B testing, my thumbnail went up, but I only had 8 views on it, so the testing really didn't. When that happens, when you don't get a whole lot of viewership on a video, the A/B testing doesn't really work. They go with A every time.
Yeah, it's I have a lot of expertise and thoughts on AI. Someone who, for those that don't know, I program and worked at the U.S. federal government for a while. Um, I don't really have anything positive to say about it. There's circumstantial things I think that machine learning can be used for, but I will promise you that everything that's being pushed right now by like any major company is not that. Um, so I think that's another really good piece of advice is don't use the AR
Yeah.
thumbnails. It devalues your video and it shows that you're not actually willing to put in the work.
No, it just shows that you type something in a prompt and just went with it.
Yep. Among other issues, but again, another time.
Yeah. And I will agree though the built-in A/B testing there can help but one suggestion, I don't think he says in the class, if it comes up on another slide, then we'll skip forward, but it don't necessarily have to do like A/B testing with thumbnail and title. Most people will look at the title more than they will the thumbnail. So like do like A/B and even C testing. Like pick the same thumbnail, but like just change up the title every now and then they'll give you an idea of what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I personally am terrible with that. Like, I know when I first started trying to put out from Twitch onto YouTube as a video, edited down versions of my Nuzlocke thing, I had a nice little artist that could make thumbnails for like what happened during like that initial like video of the edited down stream of like like me choosing the Pokemon or when I had to do like a gym battle and stuff like that, and it would be in like a not an 8-bit, but like it looked like the game like a Game Boy game, and it had my character and it looked like Pokemon and stuff, but unfortunately they stopped contacting me. They stopped. So now I'm back to being a bad artist, and I had to go and find some uh like free art on like itch.io and smush it together and try and make my own stuff to basically say, hey, this is like part 7 of my Pokemon Nuzlocke, because this is as good as I can do with the time that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes back again to like you got to find that balance, right? And it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Oh, so say hi, Android. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for coming in. I think you did Restory. Hope it was good. We're in here in a call. We're going over all the stuff that Ludwig taught back on Streamer University and seeing if there's anything we can apply to ourselves to grow and be better.
And there's been a lot. There's been a lot, in fairness. So.
Yeah, I'm back. Back to as you were about thumbnails. You just reminded me because I'm like, I found like I had to find some like through Fiverr, and like some are good, and then again there are some that just, and I feel like I have seen that just use AI as like that's just their whole basis of you, and it hurts because like I said, like machine learning can have its uses, but if that's the only thing, if you're just using that just as all of it, it's like you're not doing it yourself. It's just a machine. And as because I was watching a video earlier about like Nintendo like slop games, and it's like a lot of those a lot of those use AI to generate the thumbnails for the game to buy, and it's not even close to what the game is.
No,
it's just like,
no.
This is disgusting.
And Max Weird art. No, we're not talking about Ludwig stealing art. No, we're talking about like the lessons he taught at Streamer University. I don't know if he like. I don't follow his content, so I don't know if he ever used AI for a thumbnail. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but I don't think he did because he was very staunchly against it. Because someone had their hand raised on that class and said like, "Hi, how do you feel about AI?" And he said, "Excellent question. Don't do it," because people tend to turn away from it.
Yeah.
I says to you, so this one's here for like the content strategy and intro. So like, the 4 P's: premise, problem, plug, payoff. So basically, yeah, hook them in, tell them what the stakes are. I don't know what CTA means. Is it like the converse time? Something?
Oh, it's the call to action.
Call to action. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And then payoffs. Tease what happens. I've been seeing that a lot with a lot of other creators. There's one I follow that her name's Holly, and she started doing just watch alongs of movies she hadn't seen before. And before it was just like, hey, quick intro. I'd never seen this movie, like, and then watch the movie and then intercuts her reactions. But now she's flipped it up where it's like coming up and it shows like her reacting to one part of the movie later on, and then she gets into her intro. So she's got a hook, and then she tells you what's going on, and then watch the movie along with that, and it seems to work.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a strategy for sure.
Yeah.
I think Ludwig mentioned, and I think it's in the kind of the next part, but it's like about 70% of your audience is going to leave within the first minute.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can get 41%, to stay through your intro, that's pretty good. But yeah, so like you have to be creative, and it's again kind of the thing about differentiating. But like, yeah, sometimes it's just you're at the mercy of the algorithm, right? Particularly as a smaller creator, right? Where larger creators do have an advantage, and some of it's earned, some maybe not, but they have an advantage that pretty much if they release a video, it's at least going to break through that initial circle I talked about earlier. Right, it has a much higher chance of breaking containment, as I called it before, than a smaller creator does, and that's simply because of the way the algorithm works, which is based on numbers. So it's one of those things where it's like it's good, and I think it's a handy thing, but I think it doesn't quite address the big problem for smaller creators, which is getting out of that initial circle. My opinion.
Well, I will go with number 3 here with repeat what works. When it stops performing, take more risks, mix both into your schedule. This is where I found the most success as far as like YouTube goes. Is when I saw one video pop off and then it started to like build momentum, and I'm like, oh, okay, seems to be what people want. Let me do another one, and then another one. And then, but like retention and like people coming back kind of slows down a little bit. Okay, let me try something else. And if I see it goes back, I can always go back. Like I will do like safety videos, and then I'll do like a passion video, and then hopefully the passion video will come through. If not, I'm like, oh, okay, at least I tried that. Let me go back to what the audience kind of wants.
Yeah. I think that's just good advice in general.
If it ain't broke, don't break it.
Yeah.
And now I'm reminded of that clip from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck when they're doing Good Will Hunting 2. He's just like, listen. You got to do the safe picture, then do the art picture. Then you do the payback picture because your best friend says you owe him.
Yes.
And we look at the camera because we're looking at Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I think that's a very accurate. That's an example of like, this is supposed to be funny, but God, it's actually very real.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One of the things I find super interesting is data point number 4, and that's quality always beats rigid schedules, which is really funny because a lot of advice is like be consistent, right? So I don't necessarily find that to be contradictory, but a lot of people might take it that way. And it's like be consistent, but also don't neglect quality. I think is what Ludwig's strategy is trying to.
People like quality stuff.
Yeah. And if you can be consistently good quality, then you're more likely to retain viewership. I think is what he was trying to teach here.
Yeah.
Again, I could be wrong, but that was my interpretation of it.
What do you think, Rob?
I mean, yeah, all of these, good thing. Like I know, like the whole intro thing. I know when I stream, I picked up on that myself, because that's why when I start even a regular stream or even doing my wrestling stuff, I now have timers. It's like I'll turn on the stream, I'll send out like the notification on the social medias, and boom, the timer starts, and once that timer ends, I know that I need to begin. And even in the wrestling stuff, when I start that, I also have a timer because when I start the wrestling, I go over everything, tell everybody what's up, you know, give them the lowdown on what is happening or what has happened. So there is a actual timeline to be like, all right, time's up. We're getting to the matches, and or like time's up. We're getting to the game, you know, and do that again consistently so people will know it's like, oh, I see he's live, that means I've got like 5 minutes to get in there
Mm-hmm.
if I don't want to miss anything, that type of situation.
Yeah. Where it says it in my chat here, yap time. Exactly. That's I see a lot of people using that term now, and I need to steal that too. It's just like, yeah, come in for the first, like, I'll play music for a little bit, then just come in. I want to yap a little bit before I actually settle in and play a game.
I think I learned a lot more about how important that is from watching like the Puma Cats, because like I said, like they don't always start by playing some. They usually, like, sometimes it'll just be an hour just like just sitting and just
Oh, I think
to
you
have.
dropped out there for a sec there.
Yeah, you
Oh,
cut out
sorry.
there.
What part did I cut out at first?
I think it's just like you were getting into like Vin and Puma talking for about an hour time before they even get into the game,
Yeah,
or maybe not even
it's like,
maybe not even get into it.
yeah, it's like they just they'll just sit, relax, just have a nice little conversation with everybody, and that's also fun and relaxing because like it's just a time for you to just be able to get to talk with your community, because sometimes you may not get that depending on how big or large the community is, because once you get into what the main point of of your stream is, you may miss like a comment or here or there. So it's like having that little time in between, like you could schedule it how much you want it to last as well. Just
Yeah.
like having that little time in between is good, just good community building time.
Yep.
Yeah. And I also say, like, you know how to read the room too, because at some point, like you could just yap, and then like there'll just be so much dead air. At that point, it's like, okay, if it's not, if nothing's progressing, just get into the game. Like, don't have to have it's like, okay, I'm yapping. I set myself to like an hour of yapping, but I only had like 20 minutes of yapping. I'm not gonna just say, okay, let's just hang around for 44 more minutes. Just get on with it.
Right. This is like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my community would probably say I just never shut up, so and I mean they're not wrong. So
yeah, and it's not like even if you do start the game after a certain amount of time, it's not like well, depending on the game, you can yap during the game. I mean, there are people out there that do that regularly. I know I do it. That's one of the main things that I do, because people come in, they talk, they'll say this, they'll update like with breaking news if something randomly comes out on the Nintendo Switch Online system, and
you get
all
that
that
too?
type of stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's my, like, no matter what I do, this is my thing. Anytime like NSO releases a new game, like, nope, we're stopping everything. I'm going to Nintendo of America Twitter. We're watching this trailer. Don't tell me what's in here. I want to see.
Stop the presses. We need to know.
Yes, I need to know what's coming out.
What I like to do is I like to try and guess what it is. I'm always like, okay, let me see if I can guess what it is. Because, generally a lot of times it's got to be something popular, or it's like, all right, what system is it? What did they put out? And so
It's either
I've gotten them a few times.
it's
Like the
either
last time.
it's either popular or just like super obscure, like a $200 Game Boy game. And now it's like, oh yeah, here's Sword of Hope 2. It's like $300 on the aftermarket. Yeah, we're just gonna put it on NSO. I'm like, cool. I have no idea what this game is, but hey, I'll look at it.
Yeah, like how they also put out those freaking Virtual Boy games that never came out.
Yeah.
Too bad I can't play
There
them.
was no way I was guessing that. no way.
What was it, like the F-Zero spiritual successor?
Yeah, and something else.
Yeah. I need to get me one of those cheap VR headsets off of Amazon to play those. I'm not paying $100 to Nintendo for the authentic one. I'm only gonna play it once, and probably that's it.
Yeah, the to again kind of bring us back here.
And back on the track. Boom.
I feel a lot of this advice is definitely more for people who are already established. Again, I'd probably say at partner for minimum.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Just because, like, most of us, for example, we don't have the resources to poach talent. We just don't. So,
but I will agree for the first part. Do everything yourself first. Like, learn Photoshop, learn Premiere. But if you don't want to give Adobe the money, and you never should, there are alternatives. Correct. DaVinci. Oh my God! When Adobe revoked my license for Premiere Pro 6. My license, I was like, okay, I think it's finally time to, like, break the seal. Let's learn DaVinci. It's so much better. It's so much easier to use, and like videos take like nothing to render. Like before I put up a video, I'm like, all right, this is gonna take 4 hours out of my life. Let me go upstairs and play the Switch or something. It's like I click it in 2 minutes. It's like, yeah, it's done. Like this was a 30-minute video. Yeah, it's done. Okay, I guess I'll upload it now.
That's a funny conversation I've had with like every single one of my like art instructors as I'm in college. They're just like, because I sometimes what someone will ask, or I'll ask, like, so the school doesn't give us any like discount or something with Adobe Press? Like, no, it's like you'd be probably better off like using like the alternatives they got out there, or like Canva, because this is like. Because like, let's face it, this is gonna cost a lot. I'm like, they're right. they're right.
I don't use Canva, but I use Affinity Photo because someone had recommended it to me. I did the 30-day trial. I was like, oh my God, this thing's awesome. How much is it? It was like $60 or $80 for a lifetime license. I was like, done. Because it operates so much like Photoshop. Like, I don't have to relearn a whole bunch of shit. And that's what I use for thumbnails. And anything else I'm making.
I have to remember that.
Yeah. Actually, I don't even think you have to pay a license anymore. I think Affinity Photo is free now. Ooh. Like some company bought it out and it's just like, yeah, it's free now. I'm like, oh, did I get a refund? Can I have a refund, please? It was just beyond the statute of limits. I've had it for a year or so after that. So what we got?
The refund window.
Survivorship bias is real. Do not copy blindly. Focus on process and enjoyment over numbers. I wholeheartedly agree. This is where and I recommend anyone do this especially for streaming. Turn your viewer count off. It's so much better. Yeah. Like not worrying about like, oh man, is anyone watching? Like, just turn that shit off and just worry about the people that are in there, or the potential people that might show up.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Because I know, because if I was worried about the numbers and all the other type of stuff, I recently got done playing and streaming completely all the way through a game that I wanted to get, and I bought it physically because it was cheaper. Because physical games are important. Mm-hmm. And it was basically it's called UFO Robot Grandizer. It's a really cool, I think, game based on this really old anime that I remember watching when I was a kid at like a babysitter and stuff, and it just piqued something in my brain when I saw that weird ass robot on the thing, and I wanted to get the game, so I eventually did when it dropped from a full price game down to a more acquirable price, and I got it, and I was like, I'm going to stream this because I want to.
Yeah.
This has a connection with me, and when I started playing it, it was fun, and I wanted to play it more, and going through everything, and I was having fun. And I can tell you right now, there have been games that I've played on stream and also in real life that I've stopped because I stopped having fun, and one way to make the fun stop is by worrying about those numbers as
Yeah.
well. So,
Like, I can definitely remember, like, especially starting out, I definitely was. It was a lot more stress, which is why, like, there's some games that I enjoy that I haven't played on stream, but especially like, say, let's say 2022 to now, as I've started to like just find my own groove, I got to a point where I was just like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like if I like something, I'm gonna play it. Like, sure, some games I'll just say for off stream so I can enjoy. Well, obviously people just come in like, "Hey, did you know this?" Like, gee, thanks, but
Did you
like,
know?
right? I'm just like, look, if I enjoy a game, I'm gonna play it regardless of how it does. 'Cause I'm just like, this is just something I want to do, and I'm glad
Yeah.
that at this point, our like my little community or like our little coalition of friends is at least everyone like, hey, we'll watch whatever nonsense this is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thanks for indulging in my
Yeah.
deep dive into these games because I need this.
And I have that mentality. I know there are some that are like perfect for streaming, and then there's some that they're just for me though. So like, there are games where like, okay, this is what I want to show off. This is what I want to play, but I also want to chat and interact and all that stuff. But then there are games that are like, no, guys, this is for me. Like, Vampire Crawlers was for me. Like, I did one stream of it just to give people a taste of it. And I'm like, this is my off hour game. Like, I'm gonna just veg out on the couch and just consume. And I did that recently too with Forza Horizon. Like, that's my offline game. Everyone needs to have an offline game. Like, you got one that you want to play for an audience and for content, and then there's ones that you just play for yourself.
That was Sea of Stars for me. I was like, I need to consume this just on my own.
That was one of mine too. I think I did like one stream middle of the story, but I'm like, no, guys, this is me. Like, I'm playing this for me.
Right.
And I think I did that too with FF7 Rebirth. I did like the opening like 2 hours, and I'm like, no, this is a me game. I'm playing this off stream. And I'm glad I did, because god damn it took me 95 hours to beat it. Because I did everything. Yeah. All the side quests, all the Chadley stuff. Not all the blood, not all the Queen's blood, because Queen's blood kind of annoyed me in some areas, but no, I did everything.
You're a trooper for getting through all that Chadley stuff. Good lord.
I want them summons.
I mean, I get it. I just won't do it.
Yeah, but I will go back to it for a stream next year, like before Revelation comes out. I am going to replay Remake and Rebirth, but probably in story mode, so that I don't have to worry about like grinding and leveling. It's just like, oh, I just want to experience the story, and let's talk about the story. Let's speculate on what Revelations could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
And I wholly agree with part 3 here. Start posting now. Imperfect is fine. Capitalize on momentum immediately. I can't tell you how many content creators have told me this in like live streams or just like Q&As at conventions. Your first videos are going to suck because you don't know what you're doing. You're not going to know how to mix everything, but that's okay. You get better over time.
Yes.
Right. It's like, it's just the start. Yeah. Like everyone's not perfect at like video editing and stuff like that at the beginning. Absolutely no. You got to find a. It's just like you just need a foothold to start, and then build upon it.
Mm-hmm. And then with 4, everyone falls off. What you do in those moments determines whether you rise again.
Oh yeah.
I think I don't know about that. That's kind of a whole can of worms, especially with like people that are in the public eye that get canceled.
Well, no. Okay.
Or
Let's
talking about-
put it this
or
way.
we're talking about like all fall off of that.
I've fallen off. All right. I've had to stop streaming several times over the many years I've done this because of extreme, outside factors.
Right.
All right. Like most recently, I've been very open about it. It was this year when it got an incredibly cold spell. I got the flu.
Yeah.
The freaking all my water pipes under my house broke, and I had to do all that type of. I had to completely redo the plumbing. I could not stream, and that's on top of the fact that if you do not know, I am a little bit on the disabled side because of my bad leg. And I had to do all this, so I had to focus on that. I could not stream. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't. I did not have the strength and everything else, so I fell off. And like obviously before that was the really big one was me when I did get hurt. I actually had the accident that did this to me, and I was gone for a while because well, I was literally laid up in bed. And, of course, there's obviously little times where it's like, well, I'm sick. I can't do anything, so.
And that's why I think taking those breaks, like every now and then, can help because, like, if you, like I said, if you go like full force 24/7, you're gonna burn out quickly, and you're gonna hate doing any type of content creation.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes. That's where I started off on the wrong foot. I was like streaming like every day of the week, and and as time went on, I realized at a point, like I'd say probably within like the first year or two, I was like, this is just too much.
Yeah.
Like with this work and everything else, like this is too fucking much. I gotta just pump the brakes somewhere. My brain's gonna burn out.
And I'm kind of happy with myself too. I said like a couple years back there, like I mean, like I think with all of us there during COVID, like we were all stuck at home, so I think we just all started pushing the maximum hours. It's like, well, I don't have to go to work. I don't know what my future's like. I'll just be online and do that. But as everything started to come back, of like, okay, I need a hard out on stuff. Okay, I'm going to just do 3 days. I'm going to just do 3-4 hours tops, if that. Because if I do any more, I'm going to hate it. And I'm going to just be like, I'm going to quit everything. So for me personally, doing 3 days a week, because then with the 3 days, like if I'm not streaming, then I can just do something else. Like record stuff to go on YouTube that's separate from the streams. And even though I have to rework some other stuff too, because it's like with work now, it's taking a little bit more time out from everything else. So it's a constant struggle, the work-life balance. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And you have to be willing to make changes as things happen, right? Because like this seems to be just kind of a summary of everything we've talked about so far. But it's life happens. Unexpected things happen. Red Robe was talking about how, they dealt with an injury. They, had to deal with like pipes breaking in the house. Like real life happens. And so it's important for you to be flexible and to recognize like, hey, I may need to dial it back a little bit, or, maybe dial it forward depending on, what you're doing. Like for me, I talked about it before we went live, but like I've been dealing with a lot of like mental health stuff. And one of the things that my therapist and neuropsychologist both recommended is like, you need to focus on stuff that will help you build relationships. And content creation has been a very, very good source of that for me. So, they were like, yeah, you should probably like try to do a little bit more like social stuff and content creation. So it's all about finding a balance and trying to make things work based on the moment. Not necessarily like it's good to have a plan, but recognize that like 90% of plans things are going to go wrong. So be flexible, be adaptable, and don't beat yourself up. If you need to take a step back, it happens.
Yeah. And from what I can read over this last slide here from the last day, I think it was just basically a summary of everything he taught on the first 3 days there. So, build your relationships. Don't worry about the fall off. Be in a good mindset. Plan out collaborations. Find people that you trust. Stay authentic. And make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. Like, are you doing it to get rich? Are you doing it to get famous? It's probably not going to happen. But if you're just doing it to play games and have fun, hey, maybe that's all that matters.
Yep.
Damn it, Rob was waiting for you to go, mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you're right. You're exactly right. And the reason as a last thing for me to yap on is like the people at the Streamer U, they're going there to obviously try and become popular, and the big thing is growth. Like that's what everybody wants. They want eyeballs on their stuff. They want to grow, whether it's grow like just people watching their content or just the audience or the overall community in general. Like for no matter what it is. Okay, but again, having to take a step back for things in real life is a real thing. Streaming should not make your life worse, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because like he said, if you go at it 8 hours a day, 8 days a week, 369 days a year, and you go from 200 to 500 viewers or whatever it is, but all of a sudden, like for me, it's like all of a sudden your wife hates that you're streaming. I like all of a sudden I'm not seeing my kids. You're burnout. All of a sudden you hate the go live button.
Yeah.
You suddenly have no. It's like you did you really grow? Did you really grow at that point?
Yeah.
You sacrifice so much. It's like, oh yeah, I've got all this viewership. It's like, okay, what about your real life situation? Oh, that's gone.
Yeah.
Yes. Look, something I'll go back to with what Shenzo brought up because it reminded me about it. It's about your mindset and self worth. Like your mental health is very important, and it's something, especially in the content creation space, I've started to take more seriously because, like I said, sometimes you take time away, like either injury, life, and mental health could also be one of them. Like I said, like you could be have your nose to the grindstone for content creation, and then like you've like the things that did matter in your life could be just gone now because you did all, and it could be take a real bad hit to your mental health, or it could just be you, your mental health's already taken a chunk just from everyday things, and you have to remember that you need to take care of yourself for sure because your community can see sometimes, when something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to take some time away just to take care of yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. Like taking time to help make sure you're in a better mind space is never a bad thing because there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with committing yourself to a goal and stuff, but if you're not in your best mindset for this when this goal is your priority, it's going to show in what you've created or made. So sometimes you'll just have to take a step back and ask yourself, like, maybe it's just time to just step away for a while. Like, and your community will understand. Like, sure, they may be sad that you're not there for like a few months or so, but they'll at least understand that this was something you had to do for you,
Mm-hmm.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep. And to build upon that, like whether it's for your stream out there, Ace Scorcher, or my stream, or like even over there where we're all together on like game days for good. Like obviously we want to grow and we want to go in there and do things, and it simply growing isn't the thing, but because like for game days for good, we have a limited time. All right.
Yeah.
We stream 2 days for so many hours. Granted, we do special things. So what we try and do, and what everybody should try and do for the time that they have, is make the time that they have, however limited it may be, so that your community and stuff, whatever it is you're happen to be streaming, make it a thing, make it like an event or whatever, make it worth showing up for.
Yeah. That was my goal this year, was just like, hey, I want to do as many special streams as possible, like make these things big events. Not to say that I don't like the whole like, hey, we're gonna play this game, come on, join in if you want to. Like, it's open lobby, no matter what, just pop in, we're all friends here. But I do love like this year that we've done so many like special stuff, like the Mario Party League,
Yep.
the not Mario Kart month, and then we're gonna do another league in Mario Kart, like all of them except for World, because 2 of the 4 of us don't have Switch 2s yet, which, by the way, a little on a side PSA, you want to Switch 2, you only got 2 weeks until Nintendo raised the price. You might want to get on that.
Yeah, and like speaking of game days, like this Saturday, tomorrow, I'm doing a game that I'm probably going to be doing myself, but you know what? That's okay. I know game days for good. It's all about the community and all that type of stuff. But I'm probably going to be playing this game by myself, because it is a weird game, because it's based off of like freaking Goldeneye. It's called Agent 64: Spies Never Die. And it is really cool, and I wanted to show it off. And I know if it wasn't on Game Days for Good, I would probably do it on my own stream. But given the game and the community and the people that I know that would come around Game Days for Good, you all included that are here watching this right now, they would probably benefit from seeing this game, because maybe you liked GoldenEye or Perfect Dark back in the day, and this is like a brand new game, like an evolution of that just came out. And I found out about it. I'm doing it. I plan on having a lot of fun, and I hope to see everybody there. Now, will you? I don't know, but either way, I plan on having a dang good time. And that's hopefully ultimately what will be seen by the people that do end up being there to see this.
Yeah. I think that's what we're all about here. And I think we got a lot of stuff out of this. Like I said, like Ludwig's class was the one thing I really wanted to go over, because everything else was just kind of like, I don't know, just like, I am going to be who's that? I don't even know the kid's name, and not worth mentioning. Those kick streamers, those IRL streamers, let's just want to cause trouble. But like, I think like Liquid was the best. These are the best classes and the most informative stuff he could give out to the current generation, and maybe the future generation is thinking of doing this. Just like, take this to heart, try to make it your own thing. And I think I don't really know what else to say, because we've come to the end there.
Yeah, I mean, we went over all of it. I mean,
yeah. The one thing I'd just like to end on is a lesson that Ludwig taught everybody that wasn't in any of these slides,
Mhm.
but it is tied into like the relationships. And one of the things he did was he introduced his cameraman at like the beginning of his class, and then at the end he asked everybody in the class if they remembered this cameraman's name, and no one did.
Oh.
And he and the emphasis there I think is really important because it goes back to, you know, building relationships, to being authentic, is that you need to remember not just, you know, the big names, but all the people that help you, you know, whether it's the artist or the cameraman or, you know, your editor or whoever it is like the vast majority of very successful streamers have a team behind them. You know, to use hang time, Regina did so much work on the
Yeah.
bot that they use
Oh,
every
yeah.
Yeah.
day, as an example.
Absolutely.
Their mod team as a whole that, you know, manages the community. Chelsea,
Right.
who handled a lot of the business stuff behind the scenes.
Mhm.
Like it's important to remember, acknowledge, and thank those people. And that's where kind of my final thought on this is that no matter how successful you may or may not become, never forget to be a decent human being
Mhm.
first and foremost. Because that ultimately, I think, is what will get you, you know, maybe not necessarily success, but it will allow you to find fulfillment.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
For
And
sure.
I at that point, I think we're done on this. I want to thank everyone that was on here. Robe, Ace. Sorry, I was going for Vin, but Vin's not here. Sorry, you could. I hope I hope everything's going well. Like I said, it was a last minute cancellation, but I hope we could do something like this again in the future on a different topic. So then I'll have you back on for that. But so again, Shinzo, Ace, Rope, thank you so much for taking time out of your nights to come in, do this stream, have this chat. I had a good time. I hope chat in everyone's respective chats, and Ace's chat and Shinzo's chat. I hope you all have a good night. I hope we entertained and informed. I got an Indeed from Wordman. I'll take that.
Yeah. Thanks everybody.
Yeah.
This was a good chat.
Yep.
This was a great time.
Yeah, so I definitely have to do this again. So I'm gonna hop out of the call. I'm gonna say because I don't really have anything else planned here, so I'm gonna say goodnight to my side. And again, oh, so before I forget, whether you're in my chat or Shen's chat, Ace's chat, if you haven't followed everyone in here, please do that. You know, we all do various stuff on various places, and we would love for you to everyone be part of everything there. So go follow Shenzo if you haven't already. If you're on my side, if you haven't followed Ace, go follow Ace. Go follow Rope. I know most of you on my chat are probably already following Rope, but if you're not, go do it.
Yeah, you might see something you like.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, again, Johnny, thank you for hosting, and everybody
Yeah,
else.
setting us
Thank you
up.
for your time and your input. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. All.
Thank you.
It was a great time.
All
All
right.
right, I'll talk to you fellas later.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
Y'all
Bye
take
bye.
care. Have
Good
a
night,
great
guys.
Bye.
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 Cool. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just hang out for a sec. I'm gonna see if any of them are going to continue their streams. I might just send you guys over to them. Let me get some music going here. Cool. So again, I can't stress enough. Thank you to Ace. Thank you for Shenzo, and thank you for Robe for taking the time out to come into the call. And like I said, I had this crazy idea I wanted to do. Just talk about content creation, and you know, because we're all part of this crazy content creation and live streaming, and I wanted to get people together. We'll talk about it, talk about our you know, our victories, maybe some of our failures, and just what we're thinking overall. But yeah, this was a great stream. I thank you guys so much, and yeah. Is my that is so strange that my stream thing is still up, but I don't know Let me pop that back open there. Oh. There we go. Oh, is that what it is? Labyrinth Zone? All right. But yeah. So, like I mentioned before, guys, I'm gonna be on vacation from IRL work starting tonight. So here's the thing. I got family coming in the beginning of this week. It's my niece who I have not seen in person at all. We've only communicated through video calls. So all my time and attention would go into family. So you're either like, it all depends too on what they want to do too. So like, you're either going to get a bunch of me and Melody this week, or you're going to get none of us, or the equal amount. Probably the middle, probably the latter. I just want that out there right now. Because family comes first. So Street Took is like, so Rob mentioned Game Days for Good. We're going to play Agent 64. If y'all have it on, it's going to be on Steam. Melody may be doing this. I actually know for sure she's going to do Soul Calibur Saturday tomorrow. Soul Calibur 1 HD on 360. Yeah, so join her for that. As far as anything else, I have no idea. I'm going to actually just end the stream on YouTube. So if you're watching, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I saw a big jump on there. I don't know if Indrid brought the people over because I didn't see a raid message on there. But if you came from Indrid's stream and you're still lurking, thank you. Big ups, Indrid. Appreciate you a lot. So on YouTube, have a good night.